Welcome back to Tabletop Notch. We are giving everybody a stability meter. She would have wanted me to introduce myself.
We have to be very careful that there's nothing, no kind of alarm, no kind of badge, no kind of, I don't know.
Ever so slightly squeaks and you hear plunk, plunk. Did you do that? What? A short-necked half-orc with a flat cap and suspenders reaches out with its two bulky arms. In Season 2, Chapter 43, Chaostracized. We battled our way past quippers, electric eels, and even a small cave-in to arrive at the exhaust pipe coming down from the shade assembly. At that point, it was time for the group to split, Graven and Pockets breaking off to the left, while Safira, Erland, and Orba followed the tunnels to the right. Progressing slowly and carefully, things were eerie yet uneventful, until we came across some severed sea spawn limbs. And though we prepared ourselves for the worst, we were pleasantly surprised to find that the bloated faces from the northern shores of Antisuyu had come to assist Orba per her request. Upon learning of our intentions, the faces placed an undead spirit in our service to protect us as we traversed the caverns. This spirit, Avril, had apparently been a sorceress in life, and died during a self-inflicted explosion of wild magic decades prior. But despite the potentially unpredictable nature of her spells, we were grateful for the help in an area that we were extremely unfamiliar with. Our first major hurdle came just moments later when the next room contained a few lingering sea spawn, but a well-placed hypnotic pattern from Avril kept most of them dazed and disoriented, while the rest of us dashed to the other side. This was only the beginning of our creature troubles, however, for the next chamber boasted a terrifying, hulking crab that was so well camouflaged we didn't even detect its presence until we were almost within its reach. This colossal crustacean stood in the way of the only exit, but the environment proved to be just as big an obstacle, with a small ridge comprised of loose rocks that both Erland and Safira struggled mightily to ascend. This opened up a painful opportunity for the crab to clobber us with its claws, but thankfully it was slow enough on land that once we got beyond its reach, we were able to outrun it with ease. After that, a tight corridor filled with oversized barnacles gave us the impression that one false step might once again put us in danger, and sure enough, some chewls hanging from the ceiling were more than happy to pounce on us after our intrusion. As we turned the corner, a fog cloud kept them occupied long enough to cover our tracks, and within the next series of tunnels, Avril had an epiphany about where we had ended up. With memories flooding back to her, she realized that this particular cavern was where she had met her demise, a sudden surge of wild magic overtaking her as she did battle with a creature of the shadows. To finally be permitted to rest, She needed to defeat this beast, and while we may have had the option to simply run while Avril provided a distraction, we chose to stand by our spectral guide and fight the darkness head-on. In addition to picking a hallway that acted as an effective choke point, Avril's spells were especially volatile here, and Erland came through with a series of devastating blows at just the right time. The shady centipede serpent got in a few good slashes and demonstrated the fear that its fog could instill, but it was no match for our steady onslaught of might and magic, and when it fell, Avril felt herself untethered from her extended suffering. The very next chamber contained the valve that we were searching for, so we waited for the telltale rumbling of cleansing air being pushed through the pipe before giving it a forceful rotation and turning back. As she disappeared, Avril released one last surge of wild magic that thankfully was a boon rather than a threat. And while we started our sprint back to reunite with the others, we asked ourselves. In their quest to reach the other valve, had Graven and Pockets encountered similar resistance, or was their path a simple stroll through the caverns?
Yes.
After getting through the exhaust pipe, would there be time to take a breather before breaking into the shade assembly?
Yes.
And did we come this far for nothing, if standing between us and the Chimera is a mild, rocky incline? We find out now, on Season 2, Chapter 44 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
12 squared.
Both the best and worst turn in one episode.
It was
for you,
awful.
I think.
12 is such an important number.
Why?
Sorry.
What's
What?
happening?
I don't know. 144. I don't know. I'm
Are
freaking
you
out.
okay? What's happening?
Divided by.
Fine.
The invisibility bestowed by Avril's wild magic surge is just what you needed to simplify a hasty retreat that could have been delayed in several different ways, with each passing second increasing the odds that dangerous gases would start to build up during your ascent. It barely lasts longer than a minute, but at a sprinted pace, it gets you past the most worrying obstacles with ease. The chewels and the hulking crab that, unlike the sea spawns, possess one-punch knockout power. When you return to the open chamber with the slow-flowing river where hypnotic pattern was used to great effect, your disappearing act has ended, but the creatures here have mostly vacated, just a bit of bubbling below the surface as a warning to keep your wits about. On the other end of the caverns, a Goliath and a Ganassi barrel through the bending tunnels, more than once being forced to dive into the freezing waters where flooded channels provided the only means of accessing the next room. Your damp attire weighs you down, but your sense of imminent arrival holds you up. From a shack just east of Hodnock on the southern shores of Antisuyu to the bowels of the Shade Assembly itself, you must see it with your own eyes if the fabled Chimera is indeed still housed here. But it would be folly to say you know what will happen next if that moment finally arrives. I need Graven to grab me a D8 and a D20. We did this at the beginning of last episode, a little kind of quick hits condensed adventuring, we sometimes call it.
Thank you.
Sort of get us back to
Giving it
get us back to the point.
We did not find the D20, in case anybody was wondering.
Oh, yeah,
It's gone. If one of you sees a D20,
Yeah.
feel free to.
It's like neon green.
The challenges that you faced while traversing the caverns with Pockets was mostly environmental. Passages of loose earth so precarious that a harsh exhalation of breath could send them crumbling down. Your guide's experience in aquatic environments went a long way toward avoiding the most hazardous terrain, but your larger frame and lack of dark vision sometimes made it harder to maneuver where you would have liked to sneak through unnoticed. Roll a D8 for me.
Fell. 3.
Despite some superficial scrapes and bruises from bumping into various rough cavern walls, your trek tests your endurance more than your fortitude. Breathing heavily as you shift often between walking and wading through water. You're sweaty but unscathed as you start to arrive at the valve. On your way back, it seems the groaning of the pipes, or perhaps some other external factor, has spooked a few sea spawn into probing these hollows in your direction. After surfacing from a short swim, you're ambushed by 3 of them waiting at the water's edge. And with their sapping poisonous stings that could slow down your attempt to run, you had no choice but to cut your way through. Give me a D8 roll. 2. The sea spawn catch you in pockets fully by surprise, jumping into the water to fight where they had an advantage in both maneuverability and speed. To get the upper hand, you're forced to expend half of 1d6 spell slots. Please
What?
roll a d6 for me.
What did you just say?
No.
Okay, you just want to roll 1. You can do that.
Yeah.
Roll a 1.
You can roll a 1.
D6, Matt?
D6. Halved.
Mixed signal.
Halved and rounded up, it's a minimum
Yeah.
of 1. So just 1 spell
There you
slot
go.
expended during
Okay.
the fight there.
Of my choice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, it has to be a level 1 spell slot. It wouldn't.
Best one of my life.
What?
You were saying of your choice?
As in like level,
Levels.
like
Oh,
third
yeah.
level.
No, I'm
second
talking
level.
like, yes, 1 level's worth of spell slots is what you expended.
Oh, as in if I had rolled 2, it would have been a second level spell.
No, or 2 ones, yes,
Oh.
2 slots
Oh,
worth.
I see.
Yes.
Got
That's
it.
the number of levels worth of spell that you would have
Still
expended.
sucks,
Oh my
but
God, my-
In addition,
Okay.
you take 1d8 plus
Could've
2
been worse.
slashing
Oh
damage.
my
that
god.
sucks.
I will roll
Fuck.
for that.
What is he doing?
And it's not. It was only a 2. 4 slashing damage.
I'm gonna use. No, what was it? 4?
4 slashing damage.
Okay.
And give me a DC. Alright, don't tell you the DC. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Con save.
Mhm.
19.
Okay, you take half of. Also not great roll. Half of 8 acid damage, so 4 acid damage.
My procrastinator
Oh!
is kind of thing.
What?
My shield is set to acid
to
right
acid
now.
damage.
So
Oh.
4 goes to
2,
2.
so you only take 2 acid damage and you re-roll your shield there.
Yup, which is a D8. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, it changed, but that's my mace that I fucked
So
up,
during
not
the
my
combat,
shield.
as Graven's holding his shield, it splashes with acid damage, and you watch it glow for a second, and then transforms into a different defensive position.
3 slashing.
Slashing.
Okay,
Nice.
okay, come on.
Slashing damage is now.
Bear's
the
got
defensive
claws.
trait.
It does. It does.
Oh, not terrible so far. Why did I say that? Keep going, please.
Having managed to avoid any further conflict while scampering back, it's Erland, Safira, and Orba that reach the midway point first. And where once there was just a bulging metal surface protruding out from the wall, there's now a tall rectangular opening where a panel has shifted, leaving plenty of space to step inside when you're ready. The exterior of the pipe is considerably tarnished and weathered, but the interior is almost shockingly clean. No debris or particles of any kind collecting at the bottom, and the sides are so polished, it's warped, but you could almost see your reflection in the sort of polished sides of the thing, almost like a funhouse mirror because of the way it's curved. It's yet another indication that the Shade Assembly takes these, potentially dangerous magical byproducts very seriously. They clearly, make sure that these pipes are in good working condition and that nothing sort of builds up in here that could pose a danger later on. Once inside, if you take a peek, there's a very steep incline to the left that looks like the beginning of a thigh-burning climb without much in the way of footholds or handrails. But it's pretty much assuredly up you must go if you want to reach the next emergency hatch. So as you wait, you sort of mentally prepare yourselves for a long stretch of probably having to kind of brace yourselves tight against the wall as you slowly kind of shuffle your way up to avoid a fall. So there's a very brief moment here where you guys are the first ones to arrive.
And we can see each other now, yes? Invisibility's
Oh
on.
yes, that's long.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ended before you got back, but yeah.
What are the odds we're going to be able to rest?
I was just thinking
for
the
how
same
long?
thing.
Yeah, like a little
A
baby
little
rest.
while. Just a.
An hour?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to we can't sleep here.
I know. I may have overdone it, but it's fine. I probably didn't overdo it, and it's probably fine. And there's really nothing to be done.
What?
Huzzah!
There's nothing to be done now. Is what I was getting at originally, and then I.
But we're probably going to be able to maybe take a short rest like at the bottom of this ladder, right?
Hopefully, yes, but I don't think we should rest here.
No, we can't.
No.
Because the gas
no.
comes in another
Yes,
One.
handful of minutes.
yes.
Okay.
You're not smelling anything. Nobody's. Hang on. Maybe just preemptively.
Did you
just cover up?
Oh,
In
yeah.
case the gas comes in again.
I mean, whatever it is that they're so
I don't know.
worried about, it's
It's toxic.
It might
It's very
just
toxic.
fucking
Where
kill us,
is he?
but
We took a long time. Where is he?
No, I don't know.
We have no idea what's happening. I don't know if the path they're taking is longer. I have no idea.
Hey, guys, I'm kind of nervous.
Yes, obviously. This is terrifying.
Oh, you're nervous too?
This is horrifying.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no.
We're fighting either a giant beast or a god or some combination of both in the most dangerous place on the continent. This is
We
terrible.
know that that's normal, right? Being afraid for your life when your life is in danger is a totally to be expected sort of
Keeps you alive.
aspect of this.
Okay, so
Yes,
so
actually-
ride the fear.
Ride the fear away from the Chimera. And ideally, if we can just be dispersed, we know that it is gonna project flame in a cone. We can't be standing like ducks in a row. We'll get roasted.
So yes, the other cleric could, if he's anything like our
I don't
Goliath,
even want to think about him.
No, he
is fireballs and fire and
Graven!
shit. Don't yell. Don't.
Graven.
It's less than a minute later when you start to hear some kind of hurried, soggy footsteps. And it's followed by some light that's spilling into the room, some actual light, and the appearance of what looked like a sort of beyond damp, almost soaked Graven and Pockets. Graven is holding out a glowing stone that he's using to kind of aid his vision moving forward, and you can see Pockets already doing his best to wring out his clothing. He was wearing some gloves that he's sort of twisting and letting the water kind of trickle down onto the ground. And as he approaches, Pockets reaches out his hand toward the ground near your feet where you're standing, and you see him kind of mutter a word, and a little magical bonfire coalesces in that spot and creates like a fire, a smokeless fire, kind of a magical fire. You can immediately kind of feel the warmth. And immediately Pockets, like without even saying anything or doing anything, he goes right towards the fire. He starts to wring out some of those clothes and hold some things up to the fire. Come here, Graven. Take a moment to dry out as best you can.
Do so.
Time is of the essence, but it won't do anyone any good if we slip and have to start over. There's still 3 of you, so it couldn't have been too bad, yeah?
It wasn't good, but we're here.
Good enough then.
Sure.
Yep.
We're gonna take 1 minute, try and dry out as best we possibly can.
Does anyone need healing?
Well, I wouldn't say no. However, how are you feeling?
I'm fine.
Energy
I'm fine.
wise.
I'd love to save as much as I can, but
Yes,
Let's
let's wait
see-
until we get.
let's do something.
Yes.
Yep.
Orba walks over and picks up Safira's sword that ejected from her sheath.
Oh, fuck me.
You said ducks.
I did. I did. I was gonna leave it. Stick it back in.
It was so embarrassing we didn't say anything.
Yeah, no one wanted to address it.
Is everyone ready? It's gonna be a bit of a climb. It's not easy, but we can make it.
In time, or no gases are gonna come knock us down the. I mean, you can't guarantee that. Okay.
No, I can't.
Okay.
My advice is move as quickly as you can while staying steady in the pipe. If you start to smell anything unusual or see anything discolored, start to hold your breath. But don't do that too early, because if you hold your breath and then you have to let go, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
If somebody falls or loses their footing, are they likely to just slide all the way back down, or?
It's possible. I'm gonna go in the back so I can catch anyone who might try and fall.
No offense. Can you catch him if he falls?
If he's helping by bracing himself, yes.
I
I
also
won't be
have-
able to support his full weight.
I have a length of rope if things get really hairy and we need to toss it to someone to try to all bring them back.
We don't have anything we can pick into the stone with us, do we?
I have-
It's a solid metal smooth pipe,
Oh,
so
it's
it's unlikely
metal.
unless you have something. Yeah, unless you have
Right,
something
yeah.
that could kind of dig into that.
I mean, I have like that
Smooth
hand
little
axe,
bit.
the ice hand
Yeah, that's what I was
axe.
thinking.
Yeah, it might like slow. You
Do we
could,
have
like,
those Mission
slow your
Impossible cups?
slide, but
All right. I'll go first then.
Okay, I wouldn't mind going somewhere near the top.
Or I just can't hold my breath
Okay.
very long, so I thought I should go.
You go first. You go behind him. I'll go behind you. You go last. And then pockets.
Okay.
Yes.
all right. You'll see the door when we get up to the top of the slope. You can't miss it. There's a lever that you pull, and it'll open the emergency hatch.
All right. So as soon as I see the lever, pull the lever.
Yeah. It'll open up, and then we all go through and then close it as fast as we can because obviously we don't want more gases spilling out.
All right.
Right.
Quick then.
After everybody goes through in front of me, I'm gonna close this end behind us. If by some miracle you're able to make it out and you're trying to make an escape, you will be able to go back through this way. There's levers on both ends, on the inside of the pipe.
Do we see like the lever here?
It's in the inside of the pipes. So
Oh, we haven't
there's
stepped where I thought we were. Okay.
outside of the pipe, sort of, I'll clarify what he's sort of explaining. Outside of the pipe, there are these valves, and you guys have turned these already, and that's what opens it from the outside. On the inside of the pipe, like if it's closed, there's these like levers that open it up, so you can't get stuck inside the pipe. It's just a matter of, so on your way back, you'll just have to pull that lever and it'll open there.
And the things that we did, they didn't keep the gases from going. That's something that we listened for. The gases are going, and then we
go.
And then we go.
Say that one more time.
The gases come at intervals, like not random, but
But we can't for 30 minutes, right?
Those aren't even the gases. That's the blast of cleansing air that's going through to like flush out the gases. The gases are like always slowly trickling down, and it blows through, and that's why he was like, as soon as it blows through, it's clear, so we can go.
Yeah.
And so right now, presumably, it's slowly working its way down from wherever the source is. These gases that might be building up.
and we're not waiting for another boom. We're going right now.
Well, if you wait for another blast of air, you know,
Wait
the
to close the
door's
valves.
open. Yeah, so the gases might come through there. So.
Okay. All right.
So with clothes and hands as dry as sort of they might reasonably get, Pocket snuffs out the bonfire with a little flick of his wrist. He approaches the open hatch. He stands to the side and ushers you in, where a metallic odor is mixed with something kind of faintly organic but not unpleasant, kind of grassy notes, a little musty vanilla, as if placing your nose inside an old book, seldom opened. Based on Pocket's reaction, or actually the lack thereof, this doesn't seem to be a reason for concern. He doesn't sort of take a smell and think that that's significant. It's just maybe the sort of general smell of the interior of the pipe. And very kind of stone-faced, he waits for each of you to pass through. So give me the order again. We've got Erland going in first, Orba, Safira, Graven, Pocket's last. Great. As you get inside, he goes over to the side of the door and he pushes up on this kind of lever-esque piece of metal that, with a heavy thunk, kind of goes up, and then the hatch closes. And suddenly darkness again. Is there something you want to light during this time?
I mean, yeah, if he let me light something earlier,
He did let you
I'll
light something.
light
He
something
did not
again.
seem to think that, you know, I mean, if you run into something, he thought it might be a creature that's like,
Yeah,
whatever the light
no,
is.
I'll light. If my mace is hanging, I'll just kind of light that.
Okay, so it's just hanging kind of off your hip, kind of, the mace there.
so I can
Great.
still use my hands and everything.
Great. Every step that you guys take produces kind of a boom, 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 deep, hollow clomping. And as you get yourself set at the base of the incline, you kind of crane your neck up and you see nothing but like dizzying concentric circles as the pipe just extends out in front of you as far as you can see at the moment. And Pocket sees you all kind of looking up. What are you waiting for? All right, let's get moving.
I'm gonna try and.
All right, so I'm going to give everybody...
Matthew, what do you got? What is it?
Are we doing monitors or no?
No monitor. We are giving everybody
No.
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 a stability meter here, which is your ability to
What
stay
is
sort of
this?
braced inside the
What is this?
If you cheer loud enough.
This is dice rolls,
I can put it up.
temperature style.
Oh.
This is kind of like it give me flashes of my arm wrestling.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
That I won.
Wait, what? Guys.
Flashes of arm wrestling and then the
Right.
snowboarding.
I need everybody to take a little marker here. We can use these little coins just to read. And everybody is going to start at the third one, the sort of green, the first of the greens. Yeah, the lime green there.
I feel like.
Assuming green is good.
Yes, green is good. You're on the better end of the spectrum.
I feel good. I feel great.
So the party slowly but kind of at a deliberate pace, again, the sort of warning of Pockets, heeding that warning that it's important to keep moving, but more important than keeping moving is not falling, because that is obviously, you might have to literally start over and go out and start all over if you fall.
do that.
So even as sometimes the party is moving a little quickly and you sort of hear Pockets sort of take his time, and you can see Pockets moving kind of slowly behind you. We're going to do a number of checks as you guys start to move further and further up the pipe. A lot of them are going to be athletics, acrobatics related, predictably. a couple other specific checks, and I will tell you kind of on the meter whether you go up or down based on the results.
All D20?
Yes, I think you just need a D20 for this.
I'm sorry, I lost myself.
If a player, and I can say this again if it happens, if a player slips and falls by hitting the red bottommost portion of the meter, you can be caught by one of the people behind you. If you're in the back, you can't be caught. So if Pocket slips, no one can grab him.
That's fine.
I can't.
No.
Lasso.
So if you someone can catch you behind. To catch someone, you have to use up 2 of your own stability.
Oh, shit.
So if
Slip and
falls
chain.
and someone
Yeah, I
falls,
know.
I would have
We
to
did this
use
wrong.
up 2 of the
Ordered
meters
ourselves
to
wrong.
then grab.
But you don't have to roll. You just get to
Nope.
use 2.
As long as you have 2 to give, you can grab someone. As
Can you
Okay.
2 yourself into the red and then you fall, but that person stops? Like
That's a good question.
if I'm here and I want to catch,
Me.
I'm in front, but like if I want to catch someone,
Yep.
can I go up to here? Will I slip, but they stop?
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
That's good
So
to know.
basically, you stop them and they get themselves set, and then you're trying to whoa, and then you
Great,
slip
great,
back.
great.
So
Important.
you can start a chain reaction of people
Oh,
falling
good.
down.
That's good.
When
I
you
love
get
that
saved,
background.
where do you...
You move up 2. So basically, you're giving 2 to somebody
Okay.
else. You're
Okay.
giving 2 stability.
So you would go to the middle orange
this
one.
Third order.
Okay.
Okay.
My heart stopped beating. Just get it back.
I haven't
on.
stopped twitching my legs since we've been streaming.
Just
All right.
hold all the persons.
The climb
How
begins.
did it?
Oh my
Everybody's
God.
bracing themselves.
Okay.
Pushing up against the top. And again, this pipe is very big. Like pretty much everyone but Graven only would have to like slightly hunch if you were just walking through it. It's quite large. So there's enough space to kind of get your arms in position and slow yourself. The biggest obstacle is less the sort of size of the pipe and is the steepness of the climb. I mean, this pipe is obviously not meant to be walked through. So it moves up at like a 45-degree angle pretty much as you're moving up the pipe. So I need everybody to give me, after basically kind of 30 seconds to a minute of climbing, I need everybody to give me either athletics or acrobatics. Your choice.
Love that.
Okay.
14.
When you said that, for some part of my brain heard
22.
advantage.
Stays
I got
in place.
excited. God damn it, motherfucker.
You stay in place on the meter, move up your meter by 1, like up to the
Nice.
green.
Love it.
That's good.
That's good.
11.
11.
12.
You both stay in place.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
It's gonna get harder though, guys.
Shut up. Everyone shut up.
So after that first one, Graven's kind of just getting his first wind, sort of using his sort of the bulk of your body that in past times has been a hindrance.
Yeah.
Actually is doing you some favors here because it's keeping you kind of lodged in there as you sort of shuffle your way up.
Okay.
A little bit further moves along. I need everybody to roll me perception checks.
Okay, that's the one I want to roll better on.
Oh my god.
6.
Okay.
We go around the table.
Sorry,
Sorry,
6.
6.
8.
Your stability moves down by 1.
Oh,
so
shit!
As you said, 6, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought this was irrelevant to this. Ah!
No, so as you're moving up the pipe, there's these little patches, possibly from like condensating gas, that are like a little slippery. And without noticing it, you put your hand on one and kind of just slides a little bit. You go down by 1.
8.
8, you go down by 1 as well. Savira,
Oh man, 5.
you go down by 1 as well.
Natural 1.
Natural 1, you go down by 2.
God, you guys.
Bruh.
Don't worry.
We'll be fine.
I
We're
did
gonna
so
be
well on
fine.
the light slope.
Everything-
Oh, I should be
Everything's fine.
fine.
The house is on fire.
It's
And
unlosable.
stays in place for that one. And 13 stays in place. So you stayed in place for both of those.
Pockets, baby. We love that.
Okay, a little bit further. Yeah, as he's moving up, he watches everybody hit that patch where it's like just a little slippery, and everybody
Don't
kind of.
lose faith in us, Pockets.
Everybody steadies themselves. All right, moves up further. Another 30 seconds, minute passes. Athletics, acrobatics, which one you choose.
What are you doing?
Fuck, why? Why?
You were rolling
would that
very
be
around the
true?
corner.
15.
15. Ooh, it stays in place. And who is behind you? Graven and Safira.
Both
Safira
of them, yeah.
first.
Okay.
Safira first.
Just hang on to that.
Okay,
What
15.
was you?
17.
17. Okay, excellent. 11. Yours stays.
24.
24. All 3 of you can give advantage to someone behind you.
Oh.
On a
no, that's the
future
perception
roll.
checks. I lied.
Oh, you
Your
bitch!
stability meter moves up by 1.
Oh,
You still get a bonus.
Okay. Okay.
Yours stays in place. Stay in place. Everybody else moves. Sorry, that was the perception check
All right.
reward
All right.
there.
All right.
Okay, a little bit further. Everybody kind of getting their sea legs about them.
Modifier's +7 right now.
At one point, you can hear like pockets in Graven's boots that are still just a little wet, kind of making like a.
Little basketball.
Yeah, they're kind of moving up the pipe there. Give me another round of perception checks this time.
Roll good, guys.
Oh my god!
Unbelievable.
16.
16,
12.
12, stays in place.
6.
6,
15.
15, stays in place. You can give advantage to another person behind you. Is Safira behind you?
As well as stay in place.
Yes.
Advantage.
You can get advantage on the
Come on
check.
here.
So basically, Orba spots one of those wet spots and immediately sort of indicates behind
15.
her. 15, great. So everybody stays in place.
Okay.
There you go.
that's good.
Good job, Orba.
Once again, people's
We're
chests
doing great.
rising and falling, the stress of the climb. It feels like it's been, 30 minutes, and it's probably been more like 3 or 4. Nope.
Oh.
Another round of athletics acrobatics, please.
Be better at rolling.
No.
I'm gonna take that.
How?
That counts.
Okay.
17.
17, stays in place.
14.
Stays in place.
13.
Stays in place.
15.
Stays in place. Okay.
How do I move up on this goddamn meter?
The athletics acrobatics are tough to move up on.
Son of a bitch!
A little bit further. Oh, I keep
forgetting
pockets.
pockets.
One was a perception that I didn't roll. Ooh, 18, that would have given someone advantage.
Oh,
but,
well, nobody's behind him.
Yeah, nobody's behind him, so you can't even take that. And then 13 stays in place. So, okay.
Here we go.
There you All right. Now it's been a little while here that you're in the pipe. 4, 5 minutes have gone by. In addition to the time it took you to get back from the valves to the meeting point in the middle, a little bit of time spent drying out your clothes to make sure that your kind of limbs are not moist and slipping through the pipe. I need everybody to give me either perception or arcana checks. Those are your two choices. Perception, arcana.
Do I have to?
Oh, hell yeah. Why? That never happened.
Let me just wait
Should we
to
go
around
in
again.
order of who's in front?
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe?
It's easier for me to
Okay,
just
okay.
swing around the table.
15 Arcana.
15 arcana stays in place, stability meter.
14 perception.
14 perception stays, okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Nice.
20, excellent.
7.
7, okay, so as you're moving up the pipe a little bit, you start to smell something unnatural, something that has a little bit of a shifting odor and scent, and that comes with almost like a thickness in the air that causes a little bit of coughing, and Erland sort of has to bring a hand up to kind of stop himself from kind of jostling himself free. Your stability mover moves down by 1. However, Safira is able to identify that just that smell, it smells to you like it's magical but not harmful. For somewhere you smelled that smell, and basically what that does is you can see already your companions like wondering whether or not they need to hold their breath, and you are able to identify that you don't need to hold your breath yet. It's not dangerous yet.
Cool.
And holding breath is 1 minute plus your
Constitution
right?
modifier. Yep. Down to a minimum of 4.
1 minute, baby. We're back. 4
Kind of
minutes.
quietly
baby.
so it doesn't echo through the pipe.
Yeah.
You don't need to hold your breath yet. Give it a moment.
I'm in the orange.
Orange, oh no!
Keep moving. Let's go.
Keep moving. Go, go.
Athletics, acrobatics checks.
4.
Oh,
Down by
yeah.
1.
There you go,
Stability
kid.
down by 1.
10.
Stays in place.
Natural 20.
Natural
we
20
go.
moves up by 1.
Oh.
Stability mover moves up by 1.
25?
25 moves up by 1. as
Okay.
well.
We're all good. We're good.
Yeah, we're okay.
Pockets there.
I'm not it.
That is a 11 stays in place. Okay, a little more. Perception checks, everybody.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Finally goes down.
Oh my god. In a row.
I gotta,
Let's go
We'll
around.
go around.
Yep.
9.
9 moves down by 1 potentially, although
dirty 20.
So you get it to give someone an advantage.
Dirty
but
20.
Another advantage
13.
that stays in place. So you can give pockets, and you can give Orb is in front of you. Yeah, so you can't give her that.
Right,
Okay.
so I go down.
So just
I'm in orange.
so pockets can roll his again. Great. So his actually doesn't.
Do I stay in place with my dirty 20?
Yes, it doesn't go up
Okay.
with the dirty 20. Okay. huffing and puffing from the group. Everybody athletics, acrobatics.
His little arms are shaking. What is it? Acrobatics?
Oh
Or
my
athletics.
god.
13.
Oh, down by 1 for pockets there. 13 stays in place.
24.
24 up by 1.
I am.
There we go.
Up by 1.
11.
Stays in place.
What if I'm the most stable of all? Do I get some kind of...
You get stuck.
Aw. Damn. Well, if anybody falls, I got you, because I can...
At this point, Erland in the front there, moving up, you look up and you can start to see the pipe beginning to level out. It's still a little bit above you and you're moving slow, but you can start to see, and that almost like invigorates you. You sort of start to see that.
Stay
sort of
focused
ending
up there.
point Everybody give me the Arcana perception one again, either Arcana or Perception.
What a
I
waste.
deserve that.
Stays in
Dirty 20 plus 7. Or no, sorry. Natural 20 plus
Natural
7.
20, excellent.
17 perception.
17 stays in place. Natural 1 goes down by 2. This time you breathe in some of the air. And it causes you to kind of jostle around a little bit. And immediately, who's right behind you there, Graven? Graven, you just have to kind of brace a little bit as Safira coughs, and then she gathers herself. Are you still good?
I'm
Excellent.
I'm good.
And 10 down by 1.
Oh, I'm orange.
And as Orba, this time, smelling a little bit of that scent, the moment that it kind of passes your nostrils, at first, sort of placated by Safira's description, you pick up on something else.
Okay.
And immediately, there's almost just like the slightest tinge, like it feels almost spicy, like in your nostrils, and you're not exactly sure what it is, but to your knowledge, that could be dangerous to inhale.
Okay.
Would be.
Like,
You said COVID.
Yes?
like immediately toxic and like a problem, or is it something that we could maybe try to squeeze out another minute or so, being able to breathe?
If you keep breathing it could be dangerous, like quickly.
Okay,
So,
quickly.
yep.
Okay. I will express that to the
Okay.
group.
Orba gonna gives the signal, and you guys kind of look back at pockets.
Oh fuck.
Now all holding our breath. Give me another acrobatics athletics.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, motherfucker.
You have inspiration if it's enough.
Oh my god!
Nice.
I'm so sorry for my god.
This was athletics, correct?
Or acrobatics, yep.
14.
14 stays in place.
12.
12 stays in place.
13.
Stays in place.
9.
That goes down by 1.
13, you
I have
acted
plus
like it was
7.
a 1.
I keep rolling under 10.
A little bit further, a little bit of slipping. You can see anyone who's in front of you can start to see like shaking of the arms, a little bit of like tensing of the legs as everyone's just trying to push. You can see where that drop off starts to ascend there. Give me one more round of perception checks.
Okay.
Oh,
11 stays in place for pockets.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20, you can give advantage to someone.
5.
Okay, so it would be down by 1, but you could give them advantage.
19.
That's, you can give advantage as well.
17.
17, that's just stays in place. So
give
Graven
Graven
can get
advantage.
advantage.
Okay. What about pockets? Does he need it?
He got stay in place, so it doesn't.
Okay. This is perception.
Yep.
12.
12, okay, so Safira points out to Graven some of those slick spots in the wall. It also seems like some of those condensating spots are growing in size, like whatever's coming down these pipes
Wow.
is sort of just crystallizing on the
Wow.
sides of the pipes a little bit. So everybody moving up, still holding our breath. One more athletics acrobatics.
Come on!
check. Okay, here we go, kid.
Oh,
my
boy.
god.
Goes down.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're
7.
I'm annoyed though.
23.
7 goes down by 1, up by 1.
I can't.
2 stars. 9 down by 1.
23.
23 up by
Nice.
1. And Erland gets over the hump there and starts to get up to the top, and then looks back. You sort of now can get stable in your legs and reach down. Another round of athletics acrobatics. Who's second in line? Orba, you get to make yours with advantage because Erland is helping you up there.
Gets cocked.
Oh my god, packets! 12 for Orba.
We leave him behind if he falls.
Yes.
Stays in place.
Great.
7.
And did you roll with advantage?
I did.
Okay.
7.
7 down by 1.
14.
14 stays in place. Erland pulls Orba up to that spot there. Orba's now up. Another round of athletics acrobatics, but now you two don't have to roll. And who's next? Safira gets advantage on her roll because she's being pulled up by Orba and Erland. Okay, it stays in place for
Pockets, baby! 10.
10. That stays in place.
Dirty 20.
Okay, you guys pull Safira up. Another round, just pockets and Graven.
15?
15 as well.
Oh, Pockets, baby!
You guys grab Graven, you pull him up, and finally, Pockets looks up. His face is turning red from holding his breath.
Oh my god.
And another round for
With advantage, right?
Just with advantage.
Is it just Graven and I? I mean, do I roll?
You just got pulled up.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to stay in place there. Just as his hands are shaking and it seems like his foot's slipping, he reaches out and grabs his wrist. And he kind of motions forward.
Yeah.
And Erland moves down and you see where that lever is on the wall. And there's like a kind of rectangular shape in the wall there that looks like a little hatch.
And I pull out.
Give me an athletics check. You can be with advantage because someone else is
17.
17. The door opens up and everybody kind of dog piles through the door and out into the area. And as that slope kind of waned and your legs were able to unclench, kind of mollified, if only slightly, by the level change. You get through that groove that opened up into a hatch, and you look around to your companions, and everyone's eyes have like started to water. People's eyes are red, and it isn't from the strain of the climb. The air has taken on kind of a strange chilled moistness, like a cold sauna. And even those less acquainted with the arcane arts could tell there as you were reaching the end that there was something mystical about it, something dangerous, something volatile about it. It's best you get free from the exhaust as soon as possible. So as you pour out, you kind of get through that door. And this one, there's 2 valves just like before, but they're just on either side of the door. They're not like down, in a bunch of caverns. So immediately, and the door closes. I need everybody to give me Constitution saves.
Why?
10.
Go around. As you were kind of holding your breath, that energy was kind of reddening your eyes a little bit, and as you poured out, everyone just took a big breath to kind of get their breath back, but still some of those gases were like leaking into the area here, just ever so slightly. You just take 3 acid damage, as a little bit of that corrosive kind of feeling in your lungs. Graven. Natural 1. You take 6 acid damage.
Can I use Stone's Endurance on this?
Sure. It's any damage source.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna use it.
Yeah. You feel that starting to seep into your lungs and
It's a D12.
Sure.
Plus 3. Max roll.
There you go.
you withstand the seeping effects there. Next roll.
14.
14, excellent. You managed to withstand it.
13.
Great. Stinging, kind of numbing sensations, but otherwise no kind of lasting effects as far as you can tell. After it seemed that the lever was never going to budge, you wrestled it free. Stubborn hinge, the door rattled open. You worried as it did that you might wake the whole assembly. It made this kind of the force and the clamor of it. But you can only hope that maybe some of these kind of clangs and clinks and crashes, maybe that's pretty commonplace for sort of an institute of magical experimentation, possibly. What you step into is a man-made, definitely, like the walls are definitely like carved out. It's not like a tunnel like you've been in kind of natural formations. But a very long neglected stone hallway. As Pockets helped turn and Graven as well, those identical valves spinning it and sealing off the exhaust, you look down in the opposite direction, and there's dusty sconces that probably haven't seen the touch of a torch in years. And at the end of the corridor, a very slim metal ladder, affixed to both the floor and the ceiling, so it stands perfectly straight up. It's not like leaning against anything. It's sort of bolted to the floor and the ceiling. And at the top of those steps, currently above your heads, is one of the most insular places on the continent. An unwelcoming, cloistered community, holding themselves only to their own strict standards and codes of conduct. It occurs to Graven that this journey started with Jillian coming to your home, as much a home as it was, and now it ends with you coming to hers. Pockets kind of collapses into a little heap on the floor, breathing heavy to catch his breath. And again, his eyes are kind of watery and red as well. Graven, give me an insight check.
I will. 23.
23. You look at Pockets as he's breathing, and you see some of the redness and watering in his eyes. After just having looked around at your companions to make sure everyone's okay, everyone kind of give themselves a little pat down, little look. And the way the water is kind of streaming down, it doesn't look like it was just redness from the irritation. Tears of relief, maybe? Tears of sort of helplessness? You're not sure, but tears nonetheless, not irritation. And you see him kind of sit back against the wall. Good. My part in this lunacy is done. I'll wait for the next cleansing burst of air, and then I'll be out of your hair.
Thank you.
As I said, and you go up that ladder, and he kind of, like exhaustedly, just kind of throws his hand in the direction of the ladder. You'll go up, and you'll come up in a kind of storage room, closet. And on one end of the hallway that you open up into will be the holding pens. You'll be able to tell. It's obvious.
Why is it obvious?
Well, in one direction, the doors look very simple. That's not the way of the holding pens. The holding pens have a heavy set of iron double doors. Fortified. That's why it's easy to tell.
You don't know anything about the feeding schedules of anything in the pens, do you?
Depends on what's in the pens.
Does that alternate quite frequently, or?
There will always be at least 2 guards on duty, lookouts, patrolling.
Do you know where they sit or stand or walk?
There's like a break room or a rec room off of the holding pens. And I believe they will come out occasionally to walk down the hall and check the rooms on the opposite side. So the hallway that this closet opens up into, if you listen, you'll hear the door open on one end, footsteps across, and they'll go into the other area. And then they'll come back the other way. And I'd prefer it if you don't kill this person. But you may need to take what they have, which is a key that gets you into the holding pens.
Okay, we may not, but we'll see.
Is it a magical lock?
No.
Then we have something that might be able to get around that issue.
Fine.
Is this a...
Takes like a water skin out there, yeah, I don't know.
How safe and how long is this spot that we are in? Would people have reason to come down here?
If you're quiet, I would say you could probably spend some time here.
And if we, God forbid, needed to tie someone up and hide them, we could do it down here.
Sure.
Okay.
How big is this holding pen, do you know?
It's big. It was used during the war to house prisoners. It's got... I mean, the whole thing could probably house maybe 100. The cells aren't big for the most part, but the whole place itself, it's large.
Each individual cell is no bigger than a few dozen men, maybe.
Oh, each cell would hold one thing. They're tiny.
And they're iron, they're just bars of iron, nothing else?
Magically reinforced, I suppose.
Holding pens were not a place that I went very often.
Right.
I will say, the Shade Assembly has held creatures before that would probably be too dangerous to put into something that just had iron bars.
Right.
So, some of those cells, I don't know what their defenses are, but they're probably more substantial than just a cage.
I'm sure.
So just so I'm picture perfect clear on this, we're going to go up the ladder, and there's a long hallway, and the rec room is on one side of the hallway?
No. You take a left, or you look to the left, and you'll see a set of double iron doors. The rec room is beyond those doors, but someone at some point will come through those doors to go the other direction.
What's in the other direction? You don't know?
It's the guest quarters. If there's a guest at the Shade Assembly, they stay that way.
Good to know.
I wouldn't go there unless you had a reason to. People might be wandering about.
Right.
So there are multiple places to stay. There are multiple doors, multiple guest rooms.
There'll be a set of double doors on that end. Not iron, not reinforced. And if you go through that set of double doors, there's a bunch of small accommodations, like you'd see at an inn. Just rooms with a bed and a dresser.
Out of all these doors you've mentioned, there's one set of locks, towards the holding pen.
Yes.
It's only just occurred to me right now, but we might need to get this fucking thing out of the fucking cage before we fight it, but
What?
if the cage itself is reinforced, then we might not be able to attack it through the cage.
If there is magic on it, I can make that go away.
Right.
Leave those discussions to you.
I know, sorry.
You've probably got another 5 minutes maybe before that cleansing air comes through, and then I make my run.
Okay.
Anyone else have a question for Pockets? I'd like to say something to him in private.
Sure. The guest rooms. Is it a long hallway with rooms on the side, or does it sort of open up into a collective rooming area?
It's a hallway with rooms both to the left and right. And there's sort of not a staircase, but a spiral ramp going up. There's, again, probably accommodations for at least a couple dozen people all told. Not that a couple dozen people always stay there, but it's possible.
And the spiral staircase up leads to
Just more accommodations.
more accommodations.
It's like a small tower, but it's maybe 2 floors, 3 maybe.
So there's no security, no sort of guards in that guest area that we have to be
Like
aware
I
of.
said, someone walks from the holding pens to their
Yes,
salons.
other than the guards in the rec room, there's no guards that could be coming from that direction typically.
To my knowledge, the only guards posted at night are holding pen guards that sometimes go into the guest quarters. There is some kind of exit out of the guest quarters that goes outside. You don't have to come through the holding pens to get to the guest quarters. But I don't think there's guards posted there.
Okay.
We'll leave you to it.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever
gonna turn away
privacy
and
we
kind
can
of try to, give as much privacy as
Pockets
we can.
kind of get up. He sort of braces himself against the wall, slides up a little bit.
You've both already done so much. I promised you that I would do what I can to save her. I believe that she is right. I believe that what we're doing if I even get the chance, I would give my life for hers. I promise you.
Make a persuasion check. You see him close his eyes tight, and he rubs them at the same time, like as if from irritation, but you watch as like a couple kind of streams move down his face. And he seems like he's about to open his mouth to say something, and in that moment, you hear that rumbling of air moving through the pipe.
I'll reach out and grab his shoulder. I know you've tried to tell her to move on many times. Tell her that I need her to as well. Please.
Help me with the valves. Goes over the second. It opens up and a little blast of air kind of comes through. He stands at the threshold of it and he moves his hand up to grab that lever, the same one that you turned to open it, and he pulls it down and it begins to rattle across. And as it does, he gives you one last look. My name is Calder. Calder. Calder Rakes. She would have wanted me to introduce myself. And it closes. And you hear boom, 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 some footsteps, and then it sounds like you can hear him like sliding down that long kind of 45-degree angle. And the sound gets quieter and quieter.
Thank you, Calder. Just put my hand on the pipe for a minute. And turn back to everyone. All right.
Okay. Are we as ready as we're ever gonna be?
I think we should take some time down here.
An hour.
Quietly.
Okay.
If during that time somebody wants to maybe quietly ascend the ladder and just listen for footsteps, just so we
Patterns.
know the timetables.
I can do that. Let me do that. And I'm gonna kind of very single-mindedly start to, as quietly as I possibly can,
Give me a
just
stealth check.
prioritizing stealth over speed.
Yep,
here.
sure.
Oh, good. That's good. That's totally fine. 15.
15, excellent. So as you're starting to ascend the ladder, quiet little toom, toom, toom with each footstep. As you look up, you're both dismayed and heartened by the fact that as you look up, it's not like a wooden or metal hatch like you've seen before on the floor. It literally looks like a tile with a square carved.
Oh,
like you're
shit.
gonna push a tile up and like slide it. Like this is not a real entrance or exit. It is a very much emergency buried. So you can place your hand on it
Yeah,
and feel it.
I'm
And
trying to
if you
kinda-
push a little bit, you can feel it just like slide a little bit. But as you put your ear up to it, nothing. It's solid stone. So there's nothing that you can do on the opposite side of that.
It's okay, gang. Remember chapter 4 when we had a trap door?
Oh my
Remember
god.
how well that one
Just
wow.
light it
Right.
on fire.
Oh yeah, we
Wait
made
with
noise.
my hand on the thing for a second to just see if I can't like feel any vibrations of like anyone stepping in the room.
You cannot. It's quite still, but that you're not exactly sure how thick the stone is, but it's possible that if someone was walking like right above it, you might be able to feel it.
I'm gonna wait there for a while.
Okay,
Like if
sure.
they're still resting
Yeah,
down there,
you can.
I get very little back on a short rest.
help, man.
I'm gonna get help, but I'm gonna just make sure I take at least like 5 minutes here.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we're close enough to still
Oh,
chat.
the whole hallway is 25 feet long. It's not a big hallway.
I know.
Did you take the plant that gives max rolls? Or?
No.
It's a potion. That's a potion you can take. The max health.
Oh,
That's the vitality
yeah, the
potion.
vitality potion. Yeah.
Okay, so we're short resting.
Yeah. You guys
Before we short rest,
Yes?
I'm going to second wind
Okay, great.
to
yeah.
1d10 heal myself.
do that.
D10. What does that look like? I forget everything.
Friends, I'm at 8 hit points.
Oh my god.
What should I do?
Do you have a potion of vitality?
No,
I think there was just one of the.
We both have one.
I think there.
Yeah, we have two.
Oh, there was two potions.
I believe so. Yeah.
I would say use this.
Definitely use
Oh.
that. Take that.
Oh,
It's okay. I get back 2 HP on this.
What a second wind that was.
you didn't lose that much, right?
No, but that means I definitely have to use a hit die now.
Oh, gotcha.
If you're hurting for this rest, you should take this potion first. It'll make this rest very effective.
Okay, is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay,
do
all right.
it.
I'm taking the potion of vitality.
So that just, I get guaranteed 6 hit points
Guaranteed
per.
6 plus Constitution. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
what?
yes, you get
How
guaranteed
many more dice do you have
maximum.
left?
Okay.
I have 4 now.
You fucking.
Are you rolling?
I
Are you
know.
rolling the right die?
I am. I'm rolling a d10. I just rolled really poorly on that last
What's your
one.
constitution then?
So
Do math.
Plus your
22.
constitution. It's plus your constitution, right?
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I've been doing that wrong. So that was.
How many dice did you roll?
Well, it doesn't matter because my constitution's the same. So then I just.
No,
that's
but
not the number.
For each roll, you get that.
Plus 3 for how many dice did you roll?
I rolled 3.
3, so you get an additional plus 9. Yeah.
Right.
65. 66.
Okay.
You're up.
There you go. I had my girdle ready.
A max.
Safira remembers how constitute she is.
Okay.
I'm maxed out.
I mean, I guess there's no reason not to use a hit dice to heal 1 hit point.
Remember that people have spells that hurt more when you're missing HP.
That's true.
People like me.
I will
Okay.
do that. I will use 1 hit dice.
Okay, gang. What else are we doing during the short rest?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on, I have to roll a d8. Full hit points.
You only had one, right?
I only did one.
Orba's getting her urn out.
Yes.
She's getting the urn ready.
Got my key points
Not yet.
back. You don't get spells back, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you get to change your wild ordinance?
I could. I'm just looking at it to see if I want to. I don't think I do.
Okay.
Crane spirit?
Are we eating any?
No.
I should just ask. Let me just roleplay this, guys. Are we eating any plants or taking any other potions?
Well, the question is, how long do we want to spend? No, we need to go straight to it.
That's the plan, right?
I know you asking a lot of questions about that guest area.
Well, that's where Grimari probably is.
Again, a lot of assumptions.
Oh, I didn't say I should go there. I also wanted to know about number of guards coming.
I know.
I want to know how much time we have, and if we're making a bunch of noise, it sounds like only 2 guards will be notified. And maybe some guests.
I can make silence, and I think I should make it just as we open this hatch, tile.
I have some of this weed that we found that should be able to crack the lock.
How quickly?
Immediately.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, here's an idea too.
I love that.
Correct me if I'm not imagining the space well. We go into these holding pens, and there's possibly 2 guards inside of this holding pen area, correct?
Yes.
So we could also, to prevent them from leaving and reporting us, which we're going to be detected,
Yes.
what if we seal the door shut?
Oh.
So
That's not a bad idea.
we won't be able to get out.
Well,
neither will
not that
anybody else.
way.
Oh,
But nobody will be
using
able
the
to get in.
Plant.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this idea.
How do
I
we?
like this idea
Can we
too.
do that quickly enough that they won't?
It'll take a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute to set.
Will they not be right there watching us?
I don't know where they'll be stationed
We have
in
to
the
hope
pens.
that they're not there.
Yes.
But then we cannot get out. Let me refresh on how to break this thing, but it's there. It's there for a while.
I'm sure the Shade Assembly will have a way of getting
I
the
think
door.
that
But
it
that
is
delays
more
them.
prudent for us to be able to get out. Because the Shade Assembly will eventually be able to come in. I think Pockets is right in that if we go in there, which we are,
Yeah.
we're going to be captured in some way.
Yes, but this is more of buying time. Those 2 guards cannot leave the holding pens to report anything, is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Am I making
Yes,
sense?
yes. I don't think it's a bad thing to have.
The other thing that we have
Also,
not
poison their drinks.
talked about
They have drinks.
I mean,
is the possibility that those 2 guards are already incapacitated and that there is a half-orc up there instead.
yes, of course.
And then we're locking ourselves inside with a
Which
another
would be
cleric.
bad.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's an idea. It's a game time decision.
It is.
We'll have it then.
Were you able to discern whether anyone was walking back and forth at the top of the
It's
stairs?
very quiet, and I was listening very closely, so I don't think anyone's up there. I mean, granted, it's a closet, so I don't know. It's not like a proper entrance. It's not a hatch. You just
Yes,
move
I
a
know.
tile to the side, so it's not like...
Should I make the silence
what I'm
encompass
worried-
upstairs?
I would say, for at least right now, we listen. The dangerous thing is if someone is within that circle of silence and they detect, that suddenly there are no noises, they're gonna come to where we are.
I know.
So do we handle this the same way we handled the gas? We wait and hear somebody crossing, and then wait maybe 2 minutes to ensure that they're gone?
You just... How long were you up there? You didn't hear anything the whole time?
No, nothing.
Then we might
Just to be clear, I think you guys are talking about 2 different things.
Oh, sorry.
She's talking about the tile that gets you up into the closet.
Yes.
And like
Oh,
the
yeah,
people
and
walking
we're
back
in
and
a
forth aren't going to come in
yeah.
the closet. They're walking down the
Oh,
hall.
right, that's a
So
closet.
listening at the door
Yes.
and listening at the tile are 2 different things.
Well, I should try to encompass at least the closet. I don't know what to...
It's a dome, right? It's a dome shape.
It's a circle.
So
yes.
can't you favor beneath where we are and just get the little tip of the?
He'd have to know the exact area, wouldn't he?
I mean,
We
said it's not a large closet.
Sure, but we don't want someone walking through an area.
I
of
agree.
silence.
I'm just talking about like literally a foot of the circle coming up. So that
Oh, I see what
just
you're
like
saying.
And I'm saying maybe we should have a little bit of the closet so that when we get into the closet, we don't make noise.
If you want to, you're just risking. We don't know how big the closet is.
Okay,
How
okay.
about just about 4 feet or so? I'm estimating, obviously, so that the
Can we all
immediate...
fit into a 4-foot cube?
No. I'm just saying that the tile itself and 4 feet above it won't make any noise in
Yeah.
case we The tile touches something else.
Oh,
Once
yes,
we
yes,
get up
yes.
there and stand up fully, if we speak, we will be heard, but our knees will be quiet.
Okay,
Does that sound like a good idea? To encompass just a little bit of the floor.
I feel like the Shade Assembly would have big closets. People at the natural.
It's just the floor. It's
Yeah.
just the floor.
Yeah, big open closets. That's a thing, right?
Yes.
Rich people have.
Totally.
Okay. Well, when we're almost done, let's inhale some of this smoke from my urn, and we'll be going.
How long does that last?
1 hour or 3 attacks.
So, am I understanding correctly? Also, just quickly, it's holding pens, and then almost directly opposite, it's the guest quarters.
It's
In that shared hallway.
Okay,
Hallway.
before we do the urn and before we properly get ready, let's just make a decision about what we're doing, and tell us now.
going into the
before-
holding pens.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying if we have an opportunity to get out, or if there's some moment where we're split up, you're not gonna run off to go see your old teacher.
I will not run off to the detriment of the group. If I get held behind, I expect you all to leave.
No, I'm saying we're here. We made it all the way into this fucking place. You should probably talk to him. Let's figure out when a
if it's
good time
possible,
to do
right?
that
We
is.
don't. There's no good time.
I mean, I know that. I'm aware. I'm just saying it would be better to know now
It's
what the plan is.
fruitless to try and plan for after this fight. We don't even know what we're fighting. We don't know how many people are going to be there.
Well, don't
All we
remind me
know-
of any of that.
All we know is that we're going to enter a room and see something.
I think we can reckon that it's going to be more than one something. It's probably going to be a lot of shit.
The
But
point
yeah.
is it would be foolish to think that there's any way for me to plan to see Grimari.
I agree.
If I need to, I have an ability to write to him. I can say, hello, I'm down the hall, I've been kidnapped. Hello.
What do you mean? How are you going to get a letter to him? Are you going to slip
It's
it
the
under
page.
a... Forgot. Clean forgot. Yeah.
Yes, Graven.
I'm not nervous.
Not for you.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
A minute ago, when Erland said, I won't go the other way, did it seem true?
Give me an insight check and give me a persuasion or deception, depending on your opinion of that statement.
Don't tell us that.
And don't tell us.
Keep it a mystery.
Yeah, don't-
I don't want to know.
I'll be clear. I said I won't, to the detriment of the group, I will not run away.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And insight.
And you don't have to
for
tell us
me.
which, but
Persuasion or
persuasion
deception?
or deception.
Oh boy!
Natural 20.
17. 17 persuasion.
You were not supposed to say.
Well, you rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
beat the roll.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
All right, fine.
So as far as you can tell, I mean, you know, honest in his assessment of it.
I'll just give him a.
You see, I mean, well, I'll say with that natural 20, the temptation is there, like you can sense it, but also like you also see that Erland understands the stakes here.
Yeah.
There's been times where, you know, one person not being with the group has been negligible, and then there's times where stakes are high enough, and you can see that, the recognition of that.
Thank you. I know how important this could be.
I never liked him much anyways.
Well, we may yet have our chance. You may yet have your chance.
Any other short rest preparation?
You alright over there?
Yeah, I'm just stressed. You're just seeing a lot of stress.
That entire conversation you were like,
Am I doing the urn down here or up in the closet?
yeah.
Here?
The urn doesn't take very long.
But
But
Robbie,
it
we don't want
does last an hour.
smells.
Yeah.
Oh, it lasts an
lasts
hour.
an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, great.
If we're coming up on the end of our long rest, I'll
Sure.
light it up.
It was a short rest. If it were a long rest, I would have my spell slots. Don't tease me like that.
Oh, that's
Go
the
ahead.
last.
It's been a while since he was
Did
done.
you get spell slots back?
She did.
You
get
get
some.
spell slots
I
back?
recovered some
Wizard,
spell
yep.
slots.
I did not. I still am missing one first level, but that's okay.
The incense in this urn takes 1 minute to light with a tinderbox or equivalent item. Any creature that stays within 5 feet of the urn and breathes in the vapors for 1 minute inflicts maximum damage on their next successful attack roll. These
Everybody
benefits
mark
wear off
that
after an
down.
hour or 3 unsuccessful attacks, whichever comes first. Excuse me. Burpity
So
burps.
max damage roll on an attack roll.
On an
Has to be an
attack
attack roll. Yep.
An hour or three
Or 3
attacks.
misses.
3
misses. Yeah.
Yeah.
A success. Well, 1 hit or 3 misses within the next hour.
Yeah. Oh, daddy.
Right, it's just the first
Hated
hit.
that.
It's not
Yep.
3 hits. Okay. Oh gods. Okay.
breathing the vapors in a little bit. It's not magical fire, so it gets a little hazy here in this sort of.
Bro, we're gonna fight a chimera.
Stop.
When's the last time we used that?
School Light
Back in
Walker.
college.
It did nothing.
Oh God.
Back at the halls.
Back in the halls, we used to fucking urn box a room. May we be as successful as we were the last time we used it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Love you guys.
What?
I said I love you guys.
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Are we ready?
Shit. All right.
Remember that we're not lining up.
Yeah.
Like birds that can line up. Or anything that can go in a line. No lines.
And just so we're absolutely clear, the chimera's the thing that needs to die first. If we have both a cleric and a chimera, what do we focus on?
I don't know if we have the answer to
The
that.
thing
I
that's not in a
think
cage.
it'll be made
The
clear
thing that's
to
not in a
us.
cage, I think.
Because it'll be the first thing to attack us.
Okay, I'll say this. Goliath, we are following your lead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this like the Cold Light Walker where you have to get the last hit?
I don't know.
Why does Kuzny not give full reports?
There are very detailed instructions.
Oh my goodness. send
I
the
do have
memo.
to say.
He wants it dead.
Okay. Okay.
Graven, we follow your lead.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
Erland's gonna.
Who's first up the ladder?
Erland is going up the
Oh,
ladder.
well, sorry.
I'm getting to like the
Yeah.
foot of the ladder.
Sure.
Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna ritually cast silence so that there's like, I'm estimating because I don't know how thick, but about 4 feet.
Sorry.
3 feet. Maybe a foot of stone, so 3.5 feet-ish of like a dome above.
Okay. Great. Right. Graven takes a moment there, focuses, and after just a little bit of time, you see his eyes kind of almost like clouded eyes. He looks up and then the sound disappears around Erland, who's there at the ladder. So you're on the ladder, and then it's just silence around you.
Okay.
I'll be behind him.
Erland's gonna slowly go up the ladder very quietly.
No stealth check required. It is
Hell yeah.
literally silent.
And I'm gonna try and get a feel for it.
Okay. It's pretty heavy. It doesn't seem like it's going to slide or lift with ease.
Well, good thing it's silent.
I was gonna say I'll tap if he looks like he's struggling. I'll tap and I'll give him.
He hasn't
motion
given it
that-
a full.
Okay.
I mean, he's
I'll give
right
it-
now. He's
if
testing the
Silence is kind of, I'm gonna give it a.
Start to push. It does dislodge, and it's enough for you to kind of press your advantage and start to make just a little tiny opening above your head.
Okay.
It's heavy though, so you push up, and then you have to kind of slide it to the side.
Yeah.
And you make just a little bit of a gap at first. After a couple inches of a very kind of slow, controlled shift in the silence, you can't quite stick your head through it yet, but you can peer into the room. You get like a quick kind of glance at the room. There appears to be shelves lining the walls, not out of the ordinary, containing various functional sundries. You see some buckets, scrub brushes, wooden chests, unlit lanterns, candlesticks, stools, rope, all kinds of just kind of various things you might use, just need to grab at a moment's notice. As you move to widen the gap in the silence there, you see a little, shadow cross in front, just passing over the gap there. You see something kind of move quickly over the top in the room somewhere. And you stop for a second, and then you watch as a wooden rod silently falls to the ground. And it looked like there was a broom or a mop or something.
Huge spell. Excellent work.
That was on top of the
Oh my
slab.
god.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
And it falls kind of silent to the ground.
Unreal.
After that, the opening is kind of large enough to put your forearm through, and at that point, you can get enough leverage to really start to push.
I know.
And unlike the exhaust pipe, just soft and quiet and clean, and you slide the tile across. It's open wide enough for you to climb up into.
How dark can I see up into where he's just done that? How dark is it up there?
So we said you had something lit in this hallway. Did you put that out?
As he did that,
Okay.
yes, that
Sure.
was out.
So now it's dark. The inside of the storage storage room is not lit, but you can see. You have dark vision, but Graven cannot see.
Because we can't hear each other, before you climb up, I'm gonna grab your
And
ankle,
touch his ankle.
and I'm gonna take my mace. Oh, it's dark. But you can see me. He
Yes.
can see me. I'm gonna like kind of give a signal like, and I'll reach out. Okay. No. All right.
I'm gonna climb up. The ground is, so just so I'm understanding it, do I see, I guess now how big the room is? Can I have a sense of how far silence goes?
You can stick your head up into it. So you might kind of expect that the storage closet at the Shade Assembly would be kind of mystical or fantastical in some way, but
It's a storage closet.
this one seems pretty ordinary. It is very neatly organized. The one thing that you do find notable is the material of the walls behind the shelves. It's like this faded kind of salmon-colored granite that was surely very expensive to transport out here into Finlock Forest. The whole room itself is maybe, it's a slight rectangle. It's not an exact square. It's maybe 6 by 4 or something. It's pretty big for a closet, but still a small room. You realize now, as you were coming up through the floor, your head was kind of moving past the level of the floor. There was a very thin gray line sandwiched between the 2 slabs of stone that made up the loose tile. And it's possible, sort of thinking about that many of the walls here at the Shade Assembly have an interior lead lining to offer some measure of protection against certain spells that can't pass through lead. So as you were passing up through, you saw, like, again, that's line sandwiched between 2 layers of rock.
But is it silent when I stick my head through?
It is silent when you stick your head through, yes.
Okay.
Graven, you can't see. Orba, give me a Arcana check.
Okay.
God, I have that in my bag with a fucking mic and it's 4 in it.
24.
24.
there we
You
go.
can't express this yet because it's silent, but as you are, well, Erland's the first one to go up, but as you're looking up and you see those so stone layer, lead layer, stone layer, you just remember that it's often protective against divination spells specifically, things like detect thoughts, message, locate object. It stops that kind of magic. So they have some kind of protections against, snooping, spying kind of magic.
But that also would apply to somebody within the Shade Assembly trying to go outward, correct?
Yes,
It's like
theoretically.
it's not
Yep.
a one way.
And again, they're also like, it could be that all of the walls here are lead lined, or only some of them. Like, they might know where they can go if they needed to use that
Right,
magic.
okay.
But yes, it seems like at least a good number of the walls here have some kind of lead lining to protect against divination magic.
Okay. That's good to know.
So, Erland, you'll climb up into it again, kind of 6 by 4. If you stay crouched, you're fully silent still.
Okay.
You can kind of, if you get further and further up, you test the height, and at a certain point, kind of, the world kind of comes back to you.
I want to get to like the exact edge of the silence close to the
Mhm.
door.
Okay.
So like I want to get away from the hole.
Okay. If you go up to the door, you're out of the silence.
Great, yeah, so I want to get to the as far as possible as I can, staying in silence.
Okay, sure. You do so.
It's
Maybe
dark,
for
so
that.
I'm just kind of slowly.
Yep, Graven.
Oh,
Trying to-
I'll help Graven up.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
like
Gives
feeling
a little
up,
wave,
And I'll sort of bring him with me.
taking
guiding
my
him up into
lead,
the
yeah.
Graven, kind of feeling as he gets up into the room.
Yeah, sensing the silence, keeping quiet.
At one point, Graven kind of moves a big arm toward a shelf that has a bunch of things on it. Erland sort of catches him there.
And if we're above the sounds.
I'm staying in the silence.
Oh, okay.
He said he wanted to stay at the edge of the
Okay.
silence.
Yeah.
If you're not like squatting, you're gonna be out of the silence.
No, I
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come out.
Orba's the next one to go up. Get up into the room. Silent.
If we're out of the silence, I'll whisper to Graven that divination information,
Okay,
the lead lining.
Pass along that
Yeah.
information.
I'm gonna point to the tile and sort of just suggest that we should keep it open so that we can run away.
I don't see an is.
I'm still down there, I think, but I'm
You're on
down-
the ladder, yeah.
I'm on the.
Yeah, I was gonna shrug. Okay.
No trace.
Yeah.
Show mouth, no trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camping
coming
rules.
up?
Yeah, I'm coming up.
Okay, Safira makes the last journey up the top there. You're all in the room. It's, again, 6x4 is big enough for you to all stand there without, being in each other's space, but it's cramped in here with the shelving sticking out.
We're waiting to hear
I'll come out of
a
this
pattern.
silence.
Yes.
Erland's gonna get himself right next to that door.
And are you guys pushing the tile back into place? Okay, so
Yes.
Safira, last one through,
I
you get
will,
kind of up
yeah.
and then you
I want to try to down to the piece of dust,
Sure.
realign it. Yeah.
kind of, it slides and then it
10 minutes.
fits into that little groove.
Checking around if we need to run. Is there anything in this room, like a crowbar or something, that would
Investigation
be
check.
able to?
Oh.
Someone help me. 7.
Can I help him?
Sure. You can also take a look around.
No, I probably
Let me know too when I can create a small amount of obscured light for
Yeah,
myself.
we'll let you know.
18. It's not immediately apparent, but you can see Erland sort of worried that you might not be able to get that slab back up. And after moving a couple things aside, there is indeed a couple crowbars sort of stationed, like hanging on
Just
a
want
little.
to make sure I'm not cheating. I still get the benefits of favored terrain when we're here because we're here.
No,
I
you're
don't.
indoors in a facility.
Then I was
yeah.
cheating and I lied, and actually that was not an 18, and that was a 15.
You still fine.
Okay.
Crowbars disappear.
You're holding them in your hand and they.
Look at this crowbar.
It's a snake.
You still are able to locate them.
Okay.
So yes, there is something that you could use
Mac
to,
truck.
to pry the tile up.
I'm gonna get to the door then, and I'm gonna listen.
Give me a perception check.
I need help, friends. It's natural 1.
Bro.
God, I
My
guess
brother
I'll help him
is-
proceed.
Stay there at the door with him and
God's
give a perception check.
lights.
I'll listen harder for you. No, I won't. 4.
The door, while wooden, looks thick, and not only thick, but you don't know if the next sort of room or corridor is lit, but no light is coming in. Like the seal from the door to the floor is like tight. So it's very difficult to kind of pick up on anything unless it was a loud sound. So you guys can wait, or you can take a, you decide what you want to do, but you certainly don't pick up on any obvious commotion coming from the
What
other side.
time was it roughly when we got in?
This is probably like a 7, 8 o'clockish, like early
Dinner time?
Evening?
Yes.
Be out.
Oh, you guys took a short rest to 9 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock.
Now that
Whispering
These are all-
everything.
yes.
Yeah. I can't hear anything.
Now that I know the orientation of this closet, I could do silence again, just encompassing this door.
Why would that?
Well, so
Is
that
it-
the door doesn't make
So
noise.
that the door doesn't make noise when we
Do that. Do that. We'll crack it.
definitely open it.
And we'll take a look out, okay?
All right, it's gonna take another few minutes, and I'm can I make a small amount of light first, or can someone orient me to the room?
There's like
Feel
no
the
cracks.
room.
in
If
the
there's no
doors, right?
cracks, there's no cracks in the door. You should be all right.
All right, I'm gonna obscure my mace like under,
Sure.
in my clothes, and
Makes kind of a little shrouded
Yeah.
glow, like putting a flashlight kind of through
just
your-
enough to kind of get the lay of the land, know where I can kind of be comfortable and not knock into anything.
It has
where the
kind of
door
a
is.
eerie sort of look to it as the shadows kind of cast against the wall.
The orientation of the map. I guess I can ask Orba. Orba. The way that this. Do we know that how this is oriented on that map of yours?
You want to look at Trogdon?
Well, I can't really see very well, but if there's silence 10 feet behind us, are we in danger of encompassing somebody behind us in silence?
I don't know what the scale of this map is. That's the problem.
All right.
I don't know if
pretty
it's
rough
5
then.
feet wide or 20.
I think it
It's
best.
just Trogdon's butt.
I think it best that I center it on myself in here so that it only goes
Yes.
10. Excuse me. 20-foot radius, 20 feet out from me in every direction.
That's big,
Okay.
Graven.
I
It's
think.
better than making noises coming out of this closet, isn't it?
What if we? Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe not. If there's someone right on the other side, it could not be. What if we?
Either way, we're fucked if somebody's right on the other side.
What about this? What if we open the door very quietly? If someone's on the other side, I'll signal to you, and you cast silence, and I'll try and stun them.
I would rather not use
That
the
requires-
immediate.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I think we can open the door quietly enough.
Yes. Let's try.
Okay, let's just peek our head out first.
What's your stealth right now?
Very high.
Okay, great.
As high as yours.
Let's all perhaps even keep a hand on the door to steady it. as
Yeah,
it
I'm
gets
gonna
open.
very carefully. Is it a knob? Is it a
Yeah,
turn?
that's a knob.
I'm gonna very slowly.
I want to be on the. So if Safira's opening the door like this, I want to be standing right here so that if there is someone there, I can get like access to strike quickly.
Okay, sure. Basically, like readying an
Yeah,
attack
exactly.
action as she's opening the door. You may do so. Okay,
I'm gonna.
give me a stealth check.
Come on, kid.
We should
14.
14. Okay. As you start
and I
to
have the-
turn the knob, the door here, in stark contrast to sort of either pushing the tile on the ladder or even the doors, in the pipe,
No light, by the way, anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just glides open as if kind of floating on air. Like the hinges are pristine.
I'm keeping my hand on the doorknob, so it's not the door is not
Yeah, so
flying. Yeah.
You do feel like if you gave it a push, the absence of the friction on the hinges, it would just
swing open.
like
Yeah,
fling
yeah,
all
yeah.
the way open to the other side. The hallway that it reveals is very elegant and modestly adorned. Perhaps 10 feet in width, so from where you are to the opposite wall, maybe only 10 feet across. With oil lamps in regular intervals, so immediately light starts to spill into the storage closet. Graven, you're able to see as much as you can from where you are. It's made of the same pinkish stone as the closet, and the ceiling comes to a kind of round and then pointed arch at the top. There's some artwork hanging as well. Large framed canvases that Erland and Safira, as the two closest to the door, are surprised to find that you recognize some of the contents of, because they're very well-known Ki'Ira landmarks. The Paramount Cathedral in Kender, the famous docks of Saveni's Wharf, the Great Highland Barricade in the north. There's some other paintings that you aren't as familiar with, but the subjects are similarly grandiose. Castles, statues, churches, possibly structures of note from other places you haven't visited, like Ikatva or Grand Prasad. At the end of the hall in one direction is a windowed set of double doors. This is to your right as you're peeking out this door.
Fuck me.
With some writing above it that you can't quite read from here because it's down the halls a little way. But it's the other end, your left side, that looks more immediately relevant to your interests. A set of double doors, but this time solid iron, windowless, with a plaque that shouts its message at you in all capital letters. No entry without escort, is what it says on the thing. So to your right is that set of double doors that has a small window in each of the doors.
Let's go back.
And to the left, you see those iron double doors there.
Okay, when I see what's out in the hall, can I take a beat just with my head out there and listen for a second to see if I can hear anything from either side of the hallway?
You may. Give me a perception check.
Oh, you better work. It's because I yelled at it. It's a natural one.
Natural one.
Seriously?
The heft of the doors, once again,
I'm so sorry.
difficult to tell if you can't hear something or if simply sound is really sort of encapsulated in each of these corridors because of the seal of the doors between the areas. The only thing you do notice as you look around is that also next to the iron doors to your left, there's some kind of like lectern or something that has a couple pages on it or something.
On the
So,
Where the holding cells door
few quick
is,
questions. So you took us around the space a little bit.
Yep.
Are there runes on any of these landmark photos? Am I noticing any inscription, any signature?
Not that you can see. Nope. Purely just paintings that are hanging there.
Okay.
And we believe that those double doors, the no escort, that's the one that we need a key for.
Possibly, yes. There's certainly keyholes on the doors, yes.
I'm gonna kind of like take a second, pull my head back in, not close the door entirely, and like,
Okay, so guest quarters to the right, I think. Holding cells, very obviously, to the left.
How far down the hallway?
Can't hear a fucking thing.
about how far down the hallway was it?
The holding cells are closer. That's probably like 30 feet to your left, and then maybe 80 feet down to the right is the guest quarters. So further away, the guest quarters.
About
80 feet, okay.
80 feet to the right is the guest quarters. About 30 feet to the left is the holding cell. Has a huge fucking sign. Says, do not come here without an escort, which we're going to be doing. As we're going down the hall, we have to be very careful that there's nothing, no kind of alarm, no kind of badge, no kind of, I don't know. Do you have a detect magic that you can do? Is it worth the time? I don't know.
It would take some time. My thought is also, how long does it take for that plant to break a lock? And can you mend it afterward?
I don't have it.
I have it instantly.
A few seconds.
Couple seconds? Okay, I didn't know if it was worth
I'm
taking.
understanding that, right? There's no time on it, so it's just like inserting.
Read the text of it. I think it's just like
an
an action.
So
Inserting the ribbon-like strands into a keyhole and squeezing the bulbous base will break most simple non-magical locks. The no weed weed falls apart after one use.
Yes, it does break the lock. It doesn't like just open it like a
Right.
lockpick.
And I'm no Reina Kuros, but Could I try to mend a lock within a door?
That's a complex. If you it basically ruins the lock
Okay.
mechanism. Yeah,
I
that's
would
not.
not-
That's not.
The door can still close, just as a
Sure.
lock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just the lock will be broken.
I would not be able to put it back together.
Okay.
But my question is, should I make silence in this hallway just up to that door so that it doesn't make any sound when we do it?
That is also an option.
Here's the thing. I assume the holding pens are going to be quite loud if they're filled with creatures and
Also,
people.
Pocket said that there would be 2 guards stationed outside, so something...
No, in the rec room somewhere inside.
Yes,
Oh,
making
okay,
rounds
okay, I'll
possibly.
consider-
So do we wait now until someone comes through?
For the first set of rounds.
Perhaps, yes. What is there any value in somebody taking the invisibility potion now, getting that door unlocked and scouting once we hear footsteps or something? Is there any
What is
benefit
our
to
plan
that?
when we hear footsteps? Are we...
We're
Coming back
assuming
to
that
this
that's
closet.
a change in we're assuming that's a change in staff or a break or something, and we have a little bit of time.
I think this would be the time to use the invisibility potion, wouldn't it? We're not only one person can take it. I suppose the only other time to use the invisibility potion would be
to get out,
Escape.
and that's optimistic.
to escape, but
So-
that's just one of us.
An invisibility potion to open the lock, get in, maybe figure out where the chimera is specifically in the holding pens, the path.
Shit. All right. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so what we're doing
I don't
first
know
is
how
waiting
far
for
he should go in. If he's spotted, then we're fucked.
Well,
It's
an
invisible.
invisibility potion.
No, I'm just saying, if you brush up into something, if you make any noise, if you sneeze, if you fart, if you stub your toe,
I'll still be invisible, but I'll have made noise.
I'm just...
Better than 4 of us going in fully seen.
I know, I'm just saying, if there is chaos in this holding pen, and they find it, and we're separated when they find us, we're fucked.
All right.
We've blown this.
I will run if I'm spotted.
So don't get too deep in there. Even if you don't find the chimera, the priority is getting out.
I'm gonna start the
Okay,
process of making most of this hallway and just that door silent. I can, if we do hear somebody coming in those 10 minutes, I can stop right away and I can dispel the silence right away.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right. The orientation that she gave me.
Why?
What?
Okay. No. Yes. That's all right. All right. All right. No, that's fine.
What's going on?
We
too
don't
risky,
know how
yes.
loud that's going to be
Too risky.
when
yes,
you use
of
that.
course. Yes. 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 Yes.
All right. And I'm gonna maybe even, can I peek out just to make sure I can orient it?
Step aside and let Graven
I'm
get to
I'm
the
kind
edge
of
the
still
door.
have my
Yeah.
hand on the doorknob because I know how.
Yeah, concentrate.
It does. It doesn't like if you let go, it stays in place just as long as you don't bump it and
Yeah.
kick it further.
Once I get a good idea of exactly where that is, I can kind of step back and concentrate on making so that it encompasses the hallway. It's going to go beyond the hallway, I think, because 40 feet across. The hallway's not 40 feet across, right?
No, yeah, it's 10 feet from wall to wall. Yeah.
As Graven's doing that, I'm gonna talk while he's.
Yep.
I know.
And this is a 40-foot radius or 40-foot diameter.
20-foot radius.
Great. So from it's also going to go. So the door, you're catching just the edge of it with the
I
door.
mean, yeah. It just
So it'll go 40 feet into the hallway. that
into
you're
the
in.
hallway.
Great.
Yeah.
It gets us up
It'll,
to actually up
us.
to us.
It'll
Really
get
to
to you
us.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 30 feet from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will be in the silence when that activates.
Okay. As soon as he's done casting, I need to move quickly because we don't want someone to come through that door.
Yes.
And if I signal, you dispel it immediately. If I do this, dispel it.
Something more simple.
No,
Okay.
Great.
Good.
hang on,
Thumbs
are
down.
you planning to signal while you're invisible?
Yeah, that's what. When are you taking this invisibility potion?
You can't do that. We've got to figure out another way. Here's what you're gonna do.
If I hear anyone.
No, if you hear anyone coming, obviously you dispel it.
Stop.
In. Gesturing in.
I'm very, 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 very quietly closing the door.
You can hear footsteps moving down the hallway
From.
from the holding pens.
Yeah.
In the direction of the guest quarters. Kind of getting closer. Gets to the door, kind of right at whoever's got their ear against it. You can hear those footsteps loud and clear, and then further down the hall. And that's where we're gonna take a break.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So they've passed by you. They didn't come to the storage room, but they've definitely gone through the holding pen doors. And like Pocket said, sometimes the guards come through there and check the guest quarters and then come back the other way. So that is where they're on their way at the moment. You guys all know where you are, crowded in the closet there.
They stop right in front of the door. You hear, Erland, is that you?
Oh, I thought we were silent. That is where we're going to take a little
Fuck.
break. The heist is on. We've broken in. We're in the Shade Assembly.
Shit.
Hey, Toots, ready for this?
What are you doing?
Oh, Neon Green died.
Did you see it from the very
Just now.
beginning?
No, just now. Like I saw it a second ago.
Maybe it should stay in. Thank you.
We're just getting started here, everybody. We'll thank people when we come back. Enjoy the break video as always.
Lots of puzzles.
Oh.
People in the chat, stick around for D&D puzzles.
And when we get back, we're getting in there, one way or the other.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you on the other side.
If you want to support the show and win into comments, you can always like, comment, and subscribe. Alright? Now enjoy this puzzle. I'm George Goodwin.
Welcome back, everybody. We are truly in the thick of it here at the Shade Assembly. One of the lookouts has just worked their way, presumably from the holding pens and in the direction of the guest quarters as they make their rounds to make sure that everything's in order as far as they can tell. And the group is devising a plan to sneak inside, possibly, find an opportunity to at least get a better look, if nothing else. But before we dive back into that...
Oh, here we go, everybody. Mad Rex resubscribed. Dave the One gifted a sub. E-Keep resubscribed. Ignorant Science gifted a sub. Lais resubscribed. Varnatham gave out a sub. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Mr. Richard Clock, 38 months. Thank you, sub. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. ID Kayla resubscribed. Hello, welcome. Ali Slayer gifted a sub. GF Powers resubscribed. And then Crow Valentine subscribed. Thank you all.
You guys are welcome, for those of you new and saying hi.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
We're going to get right back into it.
Oh, fuck, okay.
So to recap very quickly, just as you guys were starting to sort of put something in action, you heard a little bit of sound on the opposite side of the holding cell doors. A lock turning. A slight groan. It was fairly quiet. It seemed like the door opened pretty smoothly, but just an ever so slight groan under the weight of the metal doors. You heard the door close, and then once again, another locking sound. And then footsteps moving down the hall, past the area where you're hiding there in the storage closet, and now continuing to move in the direction of the double set of doors toward the guest quarters. So that's the last thing that you heard in that one.
Start silence in that area that I was
Once
saying.
again, capturing just the edge of it on the holding cell doors.
Towards us. Obviously bleeding outside of the hallways, but yeah.
Okay. You want
And I guess favoring we don't know how many stories this place is, right?
You don't.
Favoring the fucking ground.
Okay. Hawkins did say you don't know if it's above this particular hallway, but he said that the guest quarters is at least 2 stories. So presumably some portion of the Shade Assembly.
Into the ground.
Favoring the ground.
Someone's like,
Yeah.
Wait a
They're throwing a
minute.
ball against the wall.
it's like the opposite of the
Of
guy.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Yes. Chunk. Yeah.
So more footsteps. Gets a little quieter. And then you hear that double set of doors open.
No, I'm more ready as soon as he was kind of past us.
Okay. So silence again in this sort of hallway and room as he's passed into the guest quarters there. Anything
Waiting
during this?
silently.
I'm not sure how silent with the concentration. I imagine as soon as I start trying to do the next one, the one beneath us is gone.
Yes, it drops as soon as you
So-
begin to cast that.
Yeah. Just a reminder. Don't shuffle your feet too much. There's no silence beneath us now.
Standing perfectly still.
A little bit of time passes, you're waiting for Graven. Everybody give me investigation checks. You can kind of look around the room as you're very quietly kind of standing
Not
there.
me though, huh?
No.
Ooh,
16.
16 as well.
21.
21.
Oh.
Just the spot that Orba's in, kind of, you're right next to kind of a corner there where two sets of shelves meet up against each other. And just as you're idly waiting, making sure not to make any noise, kind of got your tail tucked under your arm to keep it from bonking anything. And you're just looking around, and at one point something just kind of catches your eye that's on the shelves. It's nothing sort of magical or anything to that effect, but you see like piles of like just a stack of maybe 4 or 5 jackets, like dull gray jackets, just like a cloth fabric kind of jacket. And just out of interest, you kind of flip through the little stack one at a time, and on the backs of these jackets is a pattern of kind of concentric circles that looks awfully similar to the pendant that you found on the Cold Light Walker. So once again, kind of you don't know that it came from a person like that, but the symbol associated with this, bless you, with this area. So these kind of jackets, whoever wears these. So
With the essay on it, right?
it does not have an essay on it; just has the pattern. But yes, that
one side of it had essay.
the charm had the essay on it. Yes, but these jackets do not have.
Oh,
just the pattern of concentric.
Orba will like quietly hold him up.
Oh, you want me to put him on?
Put what on?
Oh, we found some swag.
Focus.
All right.
We should put it on so that they think we're in the shade assembly.
I think they're gonna know we're not in the shade. This is them in your bag. Have one in your bag.
All right.
Oh, just in case.
There's
I don't have
4
room.
of them.
I don't have
them,
room
yeah.
to put them in my pack.
You could bundle it up into a small slot, like a loose little.
I'm putting it on.
Okay. Unless you were to, you can totally do that. Unless you were to like leave your backpack behind, you still have like a backpack full of stuff, over your jacket. You see what I'm
No,
saying?
the jacket was gonna go over the backpack.
I mean,
We were
sure.
just-
No, I mean, like,
Just,
do I not? Does it not look like I'm wearing the? Can I put the jacket over my clothes and then put the backpack on top of it?
Sure. What I'm saying is, someone
You
who's
still look
working
like
at
you're
the,
an
you still look,
outsider.
yes, someone who's works at the Shade Assembly might be like,
Why you have a
yes,
Where
you
you
have
going?
that jacket, but you clearly have like a bunch of shit still on. You know what I mean? Unless you
I see.
just had the outfit, it's not much of
I
a
see.
disguise.
I see. Never mind.
But you don't have to, take a
Then you
slot
don't
off.
have to care.
Yeah.
You can throw it over your.
I'm
your
carrying
current-
one. What? How much is it if I?
Just a small. You can like
Just a
bunch
small
it up.
slot?
It's small. It's like a loose, a very thin
Yeah, yeah.
kind of outer layer that you can throw over.
Can someone carry mine too?
If you can shove something in my bag if you want.
Okay. Orba's gonna put 2 in your bag. Okay.
Jesus, 2 slots.
Yeah, just for now, babe.
Wow.
All right.
I'm wearing mine because I don't have
Great.
this.
We got 4 jackets. Swag.
It's our way out, guys.
How many fucking things did you put in my bag?
2 small items.
2 small,
You're gonna thank me.
thin jackets, thin kind of over. Before Graven is finished casting the silence, you hear, and the doors of the guest quarters have opened.
Okay. How close am I to being finished with the spell?
Over halfway, not like about to, like 6-7 minutes.
And the nature of the spell, I mean, until it poofs, nobody can sense it as they're going through, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, you keep going. You hear that door open, closes behind it, and then footsteps again. They get to the door, they move past the door, and then once again. On the other side, lock.
So he's in the
He's now in the holding.
pens. Okay.
So he's dead, right? He's dead.
So you killed him.
Incapacitated.
That's the sound of a chimera dying, right?
Okay.
Ready to go.
When you get up to disassemble the lock, check those papers. There's a lectern I saw with papers on it. Just check it, real quick.
Okay.
Another minute passes, and Graven. The silence covers you guys.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Cast the.
Invisibility potion.
Let's go!
The potion of invisibility.
Oh man.
There's an unasked question here
Uh-oh.
about when I should let it go.
I told you when I do this.
I can't see you, bro.
It's fine. Oh, I now have room in my backpack.
Drink that
God.
and put it in the-
Before
the
you
jacket.
leave, I'm gonna like have a hand on him, and if you want to signal,
He can't hear you. Just
We're in
Yep,
silence.
silent and invisible.
okay,
Oh boy.
gesturing to like the painting on the wall.
can't say mate.
You feel a tapping on your shoulder.
And I'm gonna open the door.
Door opens silently. It's complete silence.
And we're going. We're going down the hallway quietly.
Move down
I mean, it's silent, so I'm
you
fucking
are
sprinting down the hallway.
You run into stuff. It's all
Find
completely
Grimari, slap him.
Hey.
And I'm going up to the lectern first
Great.
before I even get to the.
You head up to the lectern that's just to the left of the set of double doors leading to the holding pens. And there's just a few sheets of parchment, an ink bottle, and a quill. And the papers are titled GQ Inspection Sign Off. That's what it says.
Gentleman's quarterly.
GQ inspection.
Stop.
GQ Inspection Sign Off. And then a number of lines. And then there's signatures kind of down those lines. And it looks like they're in intervals of about 30 minutes. There's like timestamps almost. Sort of laid out.
So we.
Are there people's names? Can I read any names?
Yes, and not only are there people's names, they're like bunched as if one person's job was to move back and forth here. So for a while, it's a name called Jonko, Jonco, and then that switch. That looks like that a couple hours ago. That switched to someone named Rami, Rami.
And does anything look super fresh? Like, does any of the ink look like? Did he just?
The
sign
most
it, potentially?
recent line looks like Rami, yes, and it looks pretty recently signed. Yes.
Guest quarters, not gentlemen's quarterly, everyone. Guest quarters
Yeah, I got that.
The
inspection.
fact that you even know what
Every-
the magazine stands for
I know.
is a problem we need to talk about
I
later.
didn't even realize that's what we were talking about.
I am going to, stupidly, I'm going to start squeezing that king amulet, the talisman, because it takes 10 minutes, and I forgot until now. So
Oh, God.
I've gotten that out of the pack.
Here we go.
30 minutes. I got
Put it
30
around my
minutes.
Now's
neck.
the
before
time.
someone comes.
I'm starting to squeeze that. So
Okay.
10 minutes from now, I can use it.
Okay.
I don't know the nature of it, how long after those 10 minutes I can use that. Is it like use it or lose
You have
it?
the card? What was that?
After squeezing it tight in both hands for 10... Both hands, Jesus. Both hands for 10 minutes, you can touch one willing creature, including yourself, and bestow upon it the magic of this talisman. The bestowed creature gains 10 temporary HP and can add 1d6 to its initiative rolls while it wears the talisman.
Do you need
Benefits-
your... Sorry, go ahead.
Do I need my what?
Do you need your hands for something right now?
No.
Oh,
I can
okay.
do it.
I was gonna say, I can
These
do it.
benefits last for 1 hour or until another talisman is bestowed.
Okay.
As
So
in,
what was the question?
The question is, if I do this for 10 minutes, can I like, oh, I'm going to wait to see who I'm going to give this to?
No, you
It's
have to
like-
do it when the 10's done. You
Yeah.
need to touch yourself
Alright,
or someone else. Yeah, I mean, you can stop and then
Yeah,
wait to do it later, but
All right,
once
well,
the 10's done,
I should have been doing this before, but as soon as that silence is done, talisman around the neck, and I'm starting to squeeze it. See if I can get through 10
you
minutes.
do so. Erland, you've viewed the lectern. You're at the door.
How much time has elapsed since the guy opened the door, roughly?
Not much time.
2 to
A
3
minute.
minutes.
Yeah, a minute. 2
Okay,
minutes.
I'm gonna wait 5 minutes.
Okay.
No, not a minute. 3 minutes. I'm gonna wait 3 minutes. I want him to go down the hallway. I want him to be right there.
Okay. Yeah.
3 minutes.
A little bit of time passed. The doors are so thick you can't. As soon as that door
Like 30
shut,
minutes.
you heard the lock, but then you couldn't hear footsteps after that because it's pretty solid.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait like 3 minutes to give him time to do whatever.
You do so.
And then I'm gonna take the Noyoi weed,
Okay.
which isn't a problem for large bulbous rays and crazy wrap around itself around anything that gets close, which isn't a problem for larger living things, which is dangerous for small species. Okay. I see.
Flavor text.
Yeah, I was making sure there wasn't flavor text that was like it makes a loud noise and everyone.
It
dies.
screams.
Oh God! Why? Okay, so I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna start to insert the ribbons
There into the keyhole.
Keyhole.
You start to do so. Give me a perception check as well.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
He's invisible right now?
I'm invisible.
Yes.
How can he dispel that? He's invisible no matter what. There's no...
Until he attacks or casts a
I can
spell.
punch a wall if I need to be.
But if you're just standing there and you're like, I want to be seen, you like...
Tough.
No, you cannot.
Tough.
Okay. Here we
yeah,
go.
no, this is stressful.
I know.
11.
11. Okay, so you start to feed those little kind of tendrils of the plant into the lock there. One at a time, slowly, you sort of fit each of them into the lock. You give one kind of quick look around, and all the way at the other end of the hall, where that double set of doors is with the windows, you see a figure on the other side of the windows. But their head is down, and they kind of get close to the window. You freeze for a moment, you know you're invisible. You freeze, you kind of look. Their head is down, and they get close to the door, and then they kind of turn around, like as they're pacing almost
shit,
in that
okay.
little area. So someone's got their head kind of buried in, you can't see, but it could be, it looks like they're reading something.
Human or dwarf?
It looks like it's a humanoid figure. It's hard to tell with that perception.
Oh, but how tall's the window?
Yeah.
A shorter figure, but definitely not not enough.
You dirty man.
Okay.
This particular one.
That sucks. I hate you.
When will Erland write to me again?
He loves me. He loves
Fit them in. It's in the lock. It's ready to go.
And gonna give it a squeeze.
Give it a squeeze. And the way it has like a little bit of feedback. Like when you squeeze it, it like jolts a little bit. And you can imagine that if it wasn't silent, you don't know that it would make like a bang, but it would make some noise. Like it might rattle like a hit like a lockpick would, almost like one of those lockpick guns that you put in. Kind of
sick.
So it definitely has like a little bit of vibrating feedback, and then you pull it back, and you can see that the sort of innards of it are kind of mangled a little bit.
Okay, just for the mechanics of invisibility, if I'm holding that thing, is it also invisible, or is there a floating...
No, held items, worn and carried items, but if you were to drop it on the floor, it would suddenly appear.
Okay, cool. So I'm taking the... it's destroyed, but I'm going to try and get as much of it as I can and put it back in my bag.
Okay.
So there's no, like... crap.
Evidence of crap on the floor. Sure.
Take this. It was fun while it lasted.
Let me double check. Yeah. And when you drink it, you're invisible for 1 hour. Anything you wear or carry is invisible with you. Yep.
And I am going to very slowly, I know that we're in silence, so I'm going to very slowly crack the door a little bit so I can try and see in.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you do that. Give me a stealth check. Oh, and it's silent. Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Huge.
So even with its kind of relative heft, it definitely has more heft than the closet door that you just came through. They swing open pretty kind of effortlessly, similar to the storage room. Sort of well kind of oiled machine here at the assembly. This time you're greeted with like a little blast of warm air, like bellows through a furnace. Like it seems significantly warmer in this next room than it was in this hallway. The composition of the walls changes to like an obsidian-like black brick. And even though the next hallway isn't much bigger than the one you were just in, there's some kind of distant rattling. You've poked your head through the door?
No, I'm cracking it.
Oh, okay. All right, then you can't quite hear that yet because you'd still be inside the silence.
Okay.
As you look, it looks like a series of gates stands before you and kind of the next area or next room. They're these sort of crisscrossing metal gates, and they don't look locked or fully closed, like the doors are partially ajar. And these gates have manacles anchored to the floor with pins and buckets and brushes. It looks like if a prisoner came in, they'd be kind of shackled, maybe scrubbed down while they're between
in
these
like
gates.
An antechamber.
Yes, and then they would take them into the next area.
Okay.
But currently those are both open, so it doesn't look like that would impede, your way through necessarily. In addition, beyond those gates, there's an opening on the left wall that has no door. It doesn't have a door at all, it's just open. And you think you can see, based on the flickering of the torchlight, some humanoid-esque shadows in that area. Like the shadows are coming out into the hallway, but you can't see. So maybe that room is the rec room or sort of, break room that Pocket spoke of. After that, there's about another 30 or so feet, and the corridor comes to an end with one last archway. Again, no door. And you can see into what looks like a much wider open space. And there's kind of way off in the distance, maybe some rows of metal bars. So you can see, it's very difficult to see that bar, but you could just barely catch it.
Just so I'm picturing it right, we got antechamber with like door ajar.
Where you are, and then if you walked a little bit, there would be one gate.
Yeah.
Then a little area, then another gate.
Oh, I see. Oh,
it's two-tiered, so you could lock a prisoner in there briefly while you...
Oh, separate from the locked door that I'm in front of right now. So door, little area, gated area,
Gate 1.
30 feet-ish, gate 2.
Yeah, maybe not even 30 feet, but
sure, gate 2, and then rec room is somewhere here.
Past the second gate.
Yep. Oh, past the second gate.
Past the second gate is the rec room, and then even past that is the more open area.
Okay, is it a long hallway to the open area? Like, is it a narrow little area with a rec room, and then it opens up, or is it a pretty big room?
It only opens up once you get all the way down the hall to the end of the hall. Right now, it's just a narrow hallway.
Gate, rec room, big open
All right, I am going to. So in theory, they can't. If they're in the rec room, they can't see me closing this door. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna open it wide enough that I can get through. And I'm gonna close it.
And the closing of the door is silent, but as you step kind of back to close it, you can hear just ever so slightly like your foot touch the ground. It's not loud,
Okay.
It's very quiet, but you're out of the silence the moment you kind of pass through the door.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk forward now.
And as you guys kind of see that last crack there, you watch Erland. You don't watch Erland, but you watch the door just close, and then
You got 3 minutes, boy.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go in. I'm going to not touch the first gated door. I'm just gonna try and.
give me a perception check.
Oh my god. Okay.
18.
18. You get up to the first gate, and it definitely looks like it's ajar enough to slip through.
Okay.
Like, you're pretty confident that you could slip through that without a particular problem. The one thing that worries you is seeing on the ground some kind of carved glyphs
Oh, fuck.
that seem to be in... It's hard to tell exactly what kind of area it covers. There's like one big one in the center of this area, and then like little runic symbols that kind of spiral out from that center symbol there. Oh, so the area between gate 1 and gate 2, in the floor, all kinds of little carvings.
That's
How
preventative.
how long is that?
How long is what?
How wide is that room?
Your monitors are off, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll measure it for you.
What the fuck?
Usually we get to turn them on. in that moment. I don't understand.
I was gonna ask a question about the nature of glyphs, but you wouldn't know.
About 30 feet from gate to gate.
Jumping distance is your strength score.
Yes. And that, yeah, with a running start, I think. Let me double check. But jumping.
Can't you double yours or something? That's what I'm hoping for.
When you number of feet up to your strength score, if you move at least 10 foot immediately before the jump, so you can take a running start,
24 feet.
and then if you make a standing, it's half that distance. If you don't take a running start, it's half that distance.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's 24 feet. It's 30 feet. Okay, are any of them lit up?
They all have a very dull glow, like constantly. It's not like pulsing or anything. An extremely dull blue glow, like throughout.
Okay, Erland's going to, okay, yeah. Go back to the locked door, open it quickly now.
It's quiet. Yep, it's the door opening is silent.
I'm moving down the hallway invisibly. I'm gonna keep the door open, and I'm just gonna close it. I'm gonna close it. It's okay. Great. I don't want that guy to see. I'm gonna run down the hallway quickly.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my god. 10.
10. Okay, you run down the hallway.
Okay, is the guy in the window?
He is not in the window.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the closet. Is it closed?
Was it closed?
Yeah,
Did you guys
Yeah,
have it?
it's closed and silent.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to open it very slowly.
You guys allow the
see
door
that.
to open. Yes, you don't see anything on the other side.
And I'm gonna grab Orba. I'm just gonna grab her shoulder.
I'm being taken.
And I'm gonna move
Can't hear
her.
that.
No, I'm saying it anyway.
and
Can
I'm
we
gonna-
see that?
Yeah, there's light coming in from the hallway. Yeah. Well, you can see Orba like being kind of pulled. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't see.
Okay,
anything.
I'm gonna check first to see if the guy's in the window.
Not that you can tell. Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna quickly move Orba through the silence. I'm gonna pull her quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Safira and Graven watch Orba
Yeah,
walk
I'm
out
gonna let it
through.
happen.
Okay.
It's silent.
I'm
Cool,
going
so he knows what
to.
he's doing.
I'm gonna crack the door. I'm gonna do this quickly. I'm gonna open
so,
the door.
open the door,
Pull her in. Close the door.
Perfectly silent. Seals.
And I'm gonna have my hands on her shoulders behind her.
Okay. And you see the same thing. Long hallway, one gate, little area, another gate. On the left-hand side, an opening of some kind, shadows of humanoid figures, and then at the end of the hallway, a larger room opening up.
Okay. Do I have any knowledge of these glyphs? Any other information I can
Arcana check.
ascertain?
Oh my god.
25.
Okay.
Orba creeps up ever so closely. You can see Orba. Orba can't see you, but she's like straining her neck just to try and get a better look at these. And you get a little bit closer. A little bit closer. And something about the glyphs, maybe they're written in not a language that you speak, but the tomes that you've read, all these educational texts that you've read, some of these glyphs and things, because they're not trying to hide this glyph, it's out there on the floor. Like sometimes you make these glyphs and you keep it a secret so it's, a trap or something. They're not trying to do that. And the symbols that you recognize, it seems like it could be a dispel magic glyph. So if a magical thing tried to come through here, that's its failsafe to kind of keep something magical from walking into the holding pens.
Would I know if that fucks up an invisibility?
Would indeed stop. It would end a magical effect on a creature, which includes invisibility.
Okay.
If it's not natural invisibility, which it's not.
Okay. Any other runes that seem out of the ordinary? It's all within that kind
That's the
of
only
theme?
ones. That's the only ones that you can discern.
Okay. Orba's gonna touch Erland's hand, and she's gonna try to. Okay, let me see if I can communicate this. She's gonna
You're also out of the silence.
Oh, I'm out of the
right?
silence. Right. Super.
Do we hear that sound, by the way? Are we masked a little bit by clanging or something? You'd mentioned that.
Which sound?
That you had mentioned accidentally that there's sound.
Yes, as soon as you're out of the silence, way off in the distance, maybe in the holding pens, you can hear some scratching or just some din, but without being able to tell.
Okay.
And now that you're out of the silence as well, it sounds like you can hear a bling, bling,
oh my god,
bling, like someone strumming idly a lute, kind of in the break area.
Got it. Okay, so Orba very quietly under her breath is going to say, "This will dispel any magic, including your invisibility, Erland." Would I know if it would dispel items similar to the trinket that Graven is holding? Would it get rid of any of those boons?
It's a magical effect. It could dispel it.
Like my
urn
bow?
No, it wouldn't make a magic item not magic.
Yeah.
But
if
the way
you were-
her
if you were
text would
animus,
dispel magic.
Yeah.
would-
Can you read
read
it?
out.
Well, magic. If you're casting it, you choose a creature, object, material, or magical effect. And it ends that magical effect. So the effect has to be active. So it's not going to make a magical item inert. But if any magic that is active, like if you had a spell running or some kind of shield,
Concentration,
something, it wouldn't end concentration.
Okay.
But if you had mage armor on you because
Yeah.
it comes with you, that would get dispelled.
What about the urn?
It would indeed. That's a magical effect on you.
Do you have to touch it, or
Touch what?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
have to touch the rune, or
Enter the
You
circle.
maybe you're not exactly sure the nature of how it. I mean, there's a little area there that's designated with the runes. Theoretically, if you circumvented the runes entirely, you'd be able to circumvent the dispel magic.
Okay, sorry. Now I'm gonna ask some pretty specific questions about the space. The floor has the runes. What is along the sides of this room to get from one end to the other? Is it more bars? Is it solid walls? Anything?
Solid. The hallway's solid walls, that black obsidian kind of
Okay.
the runes are all over the floor?
all over the floor.
Okay.
Yep. There's one big central room, but then again, little rooms sort of sprinkled out from the center there.
What about? Oh fuck. Okay. I'm brainstorming, but if Safira were to shoot an arrow of that platform shit
Oh shit.
to halfway on the wall, if it's not touching the glyph, would I know if does the glyph have a cylindrical height to it, or okay.
That would make a lot of fucking noise too if she made a platform in that room.
He's playing a little guitar over there. Maybe we'll get it. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. Orba's gonna tap Erland's shoulder.
Okay.
I gotta go back, Erland. Make sure it's okay.
Okay.
You're invisible. Go check. Can I go out there? Can I go on the other side of the door? Can I
I'm
go
gonna
back?
crack
Can I go back?
I'm gonna crack the door.
You
Give
do.
it a look.
Peek
Do I
out.
see anyone down the hallway? Go.
Okay.
A couple steps out of the silence and then into the silence, back to the room.
And I'm gonna close the door.
You do
Okay.
so. And which side are you on?
On the
Holding pen side or
I'm on the hallway side.
hallway side? Okay.
And I'm gonna wait for 2 minutes here.
Okay. Orba's gonna go back to her friends. I think you
Still
need
in
to.
silence.
Yeah. She's gonna slowly open the door. She's gonna look to Graven and move her hands across her throat to drop the silence.
And Erland, you were on that side of the door, but you hear the sound coming back. You're still invisible, but you hear the sound in the hallway return.
Okay. So, here's the thing. There's a floor filled with these glyphs. It will dispel any magic that we're currently occupying. So, it will make that inert if you activate it. It'll make the urn inert. The only thing I can see us doing is either dispelling this, if you're capable of doing it.
Will that work?
would I know if Dispel Magic can dispel magical runes?
Yes, it can.
You know what level?
So Dispel Magic on its own is level 3. However,
Can be
if it was
upcast.
upcasted, it could be higher than that. So
Okay. So that's a possibility. Or we use one of Safira's arrows to shoot against a wall. The arrows that create that platform. We shoot one of those halfway across the hall, and then we have to jump without being detected.
Are there not people
That's
in
the
there
only
that would
path
hear
through?
everything?
There's
Chimera is through that room. Is that what you're saying?
yes, we have to get through this room to get
Okay.
anywhere at all.
Okay.
So those are our two options.
I think we just have to dispel magic.
That
We have
is-
to try. That's
To do that, I have to
Fail-safe.
use. I can only use my most powerful magic twice, and that
No.
would be one of them.
Okay, so maybe the arrow.
Not fucking there.
Let me take a look at the arrow.
The arrow's so
To figure out
loud.
if it makes a noise. I don't know if it does make a noise.
It's like there's a concussive.
When this arrow strikes a surface, solid or liquid, it creates a circular horizontal plane of force 5 feet in diameter and 1 inch thick. The disc remains for the duration and can hold up to 500 pounds. If more weight is placed on the disc, vanishes, whatever. Lasts 1 hour. It doesn't say anything about it making a sound.
You'd probably hear a little arrow hit the wall, so it make like a little tick, and then it might make like it might make a little sound. But you've used it once. You used
Yeah,
it in the
with the
tunnels.
tools.
Yeah, with the tools.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. It made a little bit of sound. It wasn't loud by any means, but you heard the arrow hit the wall and then boom, like a little kind of rubbery.
The nature of these runes, wouldn't that possibly just immediately dispel whatever force field?
I'm hoping that if she aims it toward the wall and not touching the floor whatsoever.
It's 5 feet across. How far across are the runes?
What if
30
we don't
feet
make the jump? Then we waste our energy.
We have to jump to the platform and then off the platform again?
Yes,
I think we have to dispel the magic.
I don't know.
I think
What are we
have
losing if we walk through it?
Feeling the silence dropped, Erland's walking back over.
Okay, you can just.
Jesus.
I'm right here. Hello.
Okay, great. We're
Walking through the runes as it is right now, what are we losing?
Why was the silence
the
dispelled?
benefits of the urn.
So she can tell us what the fuck is going on in there.
Okay.
Bring silence back. Let me go through. I'll just proceed, and invisibility will
No,
be dropped.
no.
Then we all go.
Then we
All right, then we all go. But
How many people are in there?
I can't tell. What I'm saying it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Bring silence back. We all go in quickly,
We goo the door.
and then we goo the door to buy ourselves time, and then we try to.
Back up a little bit so you're under the microphone.
We try to pass by as quietly as possible. No. We try and pass by as quickly as quietly as possible with the door glued, and we try and get through.
Quick question about the runes as well. If we were to trigger them, would I know if they light, if they make noise, if they alert somebody?
I mean, typically these glyphs,
Yeah.
they can only have one spell stored within them. So
Like one use?
no,
okay.
like they wouldn't also
they
make
wouldn't
an
also be an
alarm.
alarm.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, so they
Okay.
have just the spell.
If we're willing to give up our magical reserves right now, we just go through it.
There's nothing to be done. I don't think we don't want to waste energy on something potentially nothing.
Okay, great. Then we're just going. We're dropping it.
Do we even need silence then? Because silence won't work in the middle of those rooms.
No, but we need to open the door quietly.
It's gonna be another
Do
10
I think
minutes.
I have a sense of being able to open that door quietly? Does it feel hefty when I've opened it a few
I mean, it
times
opened. It's heavy, but it opened pretty smoothly.
Okay.
It didn't seem like.
now? I can
have
do
time.
it.
10
I can
minutes.
do
We don't
it.
have
I can
time.
just do it. I'll
Let's
do
go.
it. Let me check first
Okay.
while I'm still invisible. I'm gonna look out.
You don't see anything. Are you like going down the hall, or are you just taking a look?
Yeah, I'm gonna first check the see if the guy's there.
You don't see anything in the windows. I mean,
Okay, I'm invisible. I can be heard now. All right, come quickly. There's someone in the hallway by the guest house.
Now, this would... Okay, I'm still squeezing this thing right now. If we we goo, hopefully we're not seen just inside the door, but if we are seen, then I could cast silence on those people so that we can incapacitate them. Is that worth it?
We're going to the door.
No, we're gluing the door.
All right, then no more silence. All right.
Checking again, and now I'm gonna rush down the hallway. Quietly,
Toward the
quietly
holding pen.
towards the holding pen.
Okay.
Quietly.
Yeah. Everybody quietly
Got
along the floor there.
goo plant ready to go.
Yeah. What's the name of that one again?
That one is Dulaska.
Dulaska.
So I'm gonna get ready to snap the stem off, and then for 1 square foot, I dab it, and then after a minute, it seals and Gorilla glues it.
Great.
How much time has passed since the guy went in, roughly? Pretty quick, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna try and remember exactly how it felt. I'm gonna try and open the door as only so much that Graven can get through.
Give me a stealth with advantage.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Got inspiration. Please don't forget.
25.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that first roll was bad.
Slide the door open just enough.
I'm gonna,
Quiet as can be.
slip in.
As soon as people start to shuffle through the door, you start to hear that ding, dong, ding, dong, ding.
And I'm gonna quietly close the door behind him.
Don't close it yet. I gotta put it on one side of the.
Oh, I see.
Yep,
I see.
Do it along the top and then along the side as well, so it drips down.
Yep.
You do so.
And I'm gonna try and quietly.
It's the Dulaska.
As you close it, because the seal is so tight, you can see where the Dulaska kind of just bleeds off of the edge a little bit. There was plenty on the top of it, but you can see how it kind of makes a little film there on the
Is
edge.
it remotely possible, if I'm super careful on my toes, to not step on any of the runes?
To step on the physical carvings, probably, but the way these runes kind of work is it's kind of an area of effect. So just stepping between 2 carved lines doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to step on the glyph.
Cool.
How close am I on my squeezing thing?
You're probably about to be done, so you
Okay.
can choose right now to drop it or not.
Okay, but I could conceivably, if we're gonna go over this in the next couple of seconds or minutes, I might be able to get to the other side of the ruins and then use it.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're about
I'm gonna try
if
to.
you guys are going right now, you could do that.
We're going.
Let's go. Quietly. Quickly. And Erland's gonna...
Everybody give me
Then
stealth
we
check.
gotta erase our effects, right?
Yeah, so well, first you're passing by through the first gate. So the gate again is ajar, and you're kind of one shoulder at a time slipping through.
Stealth. 19.
16.
14.
I don't even know that's so bad. 9.
9. Ooh, what's the order here?
Me
I think
first.
Erland was first, yeah.
I'll go second.
I'll take the rear.
Third.
Okay, right. Erland and Orba slip through. Immediately as you step past the gate and into this area, you just feel like a breeze on the back of your neck a little bit. You watch Erland coalesce in front of you from the invisibility. The effects of the urn are gone.
Okay.
As Safira steps in, the bow on her back just touches that gate and it just ever so slightly squeaks and you hear plunk, plunk, and the plucking stops. Give me perception checks, everybody.
10.
Oh my god, 9.
9.
12.
You hear boom, as if someone put something on the ground. Did you do that? What? Let me check something.
While they started talking, how far away is that door from me?
I'll tell you.
Come on.
You had already stepped in 40 feet.
Okay.
Like the entrance to that room is 40 feet away from you.
While they were talking, I'm trying to move up quietly underneath their talking.
Okay. We can lump that in with your stealth check, sure. So as soon as Erland started to hear some people back and forth, you see Erland.
And I want to try and get basically to the threshold of that door.
Okay. You're starting to move.
And
Other
I'm
people.
waiting to hear footsteps. I'm gonna.
We're still in the ruins if he.
No, you guys are through.
Is
right?
there anywhere?
You can keep, if you take a few steps forward, you'll
Okay.
be out of
Yeah,
that.
let's
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to get out of. Is there anywhere where we can conceivably take cover?
Not here. No.
Okay, great.
Nope.
I'm gonna look at Graven. And I'm gonna wait for some footsteps.
I'll check it out. You hear a chair.
I'm gonna, as soon as it sounds like he's at the threshold, I'm giving Graven up.
Okay, before as that.
Okay.
If I've made it past the ruins, I'm gonna use the talisman
You can do that
myself.
On yourself. Great.
Yep,
Give yourself
so
the effects of that. You've passed the runes.
Yep, 10 temporary HP and
I think every time you roll
plus-
initiative, you get
yeah,
a 1d6 or something. Extra 1d6.
1d6 to my initiative rolls as I'm wearing it. Yep, for an hour.
Okay.
Nice.
Erland, you start to hear the footsteps approaching the threshold of the door there.
And
What are you guys doing in that moment? You can see the shadow growing larger in the hallway there, and you can see it where it's getting just to the edge of it.
So, forgive me, the layout of this room. We just got past that double gate thing in the ruins. Erland is across from us at a door.
I'll let you. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll let you turn it on. You can look at it. So just need to make sure I have the right thing. There we go.
You're attacking, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna try and stun him.
Okay, everybody can turn their monitors
The
on.
other guy's gonna see.
Yeah, we're gonna try and kill these guys quickly.
Kill? They're not gonna kill.
We're not gonna kill them.
Oh.
We're gonna try.
Okay,
I have rope.
Okay.
We try to knock out and we try to...
let me know when your guys' monitors are on.
Our monitor's on.
Monitors are on.
Yep.
This is the set of double doors that you came through.
Jesus Christ.
Here's the gates that you pass by. Now here's the little area where the glyphs were.
Yep.
Right in here. And then the other side, and then here's the entrance to that other area.
So the shadows are coming out of there.
So they're all on the other side of this gate here, yeah?
The voices and everything was coming from in
Yeah,
here.
no, all of us are like
Yes.
right. So
Yep.
I'm only
Here,
a
I
few
can-
feet away from them. Okay.
Yeah. So Erland is
And no longer invisible.
basically here.
Oh, I thought Erland had gone across. I guess not.
Graven is about right behind him, and then Safira and Orba had just passed through the gate as well. So here, and Safira. So Erland is seeing the shadow of somebody approaching just like that. Are you guys, what is happening? So he's approaching the edge. What's happening right in this moment?
I wanted to wait until I thought I could attack. I didn't know there was a thing in front of me.
It's
Yeah,
smaller
okay,
than
cool.
that. Sorry,
Eh.
I mean you're
Yeah,
on top of it. There, you're right on the edge.
Great,
there.
I'm on fire. I am attacking him
Okay.
with nunchaku.
Steps forward and goes in for an
Non-lethally.
attack. Give me inspiration. Give me initiative rolls. I don't know. That was so
my
hard for me to
God.
find.
I don't think...
Can you also show us, just while we have the map, what direction
What does that
the
get us?
pens are?
Yes.
Or just say north, south, east, or west?
Yes. No, just some combat music. They are ahead of you there. Down that hallway, see the end there?
Got it,
Where
yeah.
it opens up into a larger room. That's presumably where you're seeing some bars and metal and...
Let's add a D6 to initiative.
All right, 20 to 25. 15 to 19?
16.
16.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, wow. Orba got a 17. Okay.
Holy shit, and
Yeah.
15.
14, so they're last. Also, Erland, you get a round ahead of even before everything starts.
I mean, if he was giving me the signal,
Okay.
I was gonna run in with like a mace attack
okay,
as well.
that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have both of you do that, and then we'll start the initiative order.
16s?
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I'm 15, yeah.
I just want to try and...
Stunner. Gotta get-
And then
I have
the
to.
guy.
I'm gonna go
did
for the other
14.
guy then.
Yep.
If I know that you have that
You just
ability,
gotta
I'm
knock
gonna
him
go
out.
try to
You
do
just
grab
gotta
him
knock
a
him
little
out,
bit
tie
closer.
him up. That's the best
maybe
we
I'll
can do.
Yeah, you
Maybe.
can... Yeah. I'm gonna try and stun and tie. I have...
Okay, so we got Orba, Erland, Safira, Graven, guards, but these two got, like, early.
Great, yeah,
attack
let's
roll.
throw up Erland's little stats there.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So I get a full round here by myself.
You get
yeah?
yes, you get a full movement.
Okay,
action.
this is a non-lethal nunchaku attack.
All right, Erland runs up immediately, and you watch the guy's eyes widen as you're already mid-swing.
13 to hit?
That will miss.
Okay, second nunchaku.
He just brings up his arm just in a defense and just deflects the nunchaku, and then you come in with a
24 to hit.
That will.
This is all non-lethal. Everything I'm
Okay.
doing is non-lethal.
Okay.
Fucking 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Let me do his damage. 5 damage. 11.
He fails. He fails. He
There we
fails. He
go,
fails.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. Do I see another guy?
You do. There's another.
far
As
away
soon
is
as
he?
he hears that first nunchaku, he brought up his hands and it just made like a slap against his leather bracers. And the guy looks like he's playing cards, kind of solitaire at a table. And he hears that noise and he looks over and he is
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running in with
like 45,
Erland.
50 feet away.
Did I use
yeah,
any?
Erland just gets a whole round.
Did I use any movement to get to that guy?
5 feet of movement?
And he's
Yes, to run up to him.
Okay. Let's do he's
It's also difficult terrain to move through another creature as well, so it'll take
he's
another little bit of movement. Yeah, that opening is only 5 feet wide. You know, that.
it's a bonus action, so I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay. I am going to simply Can I? No, I can't because I used an action. I was going to move him. I'm going to just simply step to the side and out of range of him. So, like, I don't want that guy to be able to reach me, basically.
Okay. Yep.
Right, I'm going to go there. That's my opening round.
Graven, you get a little.
When does sorry? Can I ask how stunning strike works on a surprise round?
It says to the end of your next turn.
End of my next turn.
Yeah. So still this round. Yeah.
Okay, that's a fucking bummer. So he gets to go again.
Well, no.
He's after you.
All right. How far away? If I'm running right behind Erland, how far away is that guy? So that's
not right.
Jesus, yeah,
15 feet to get up to him there.
And the next guy is quite a bit.
Yeah. What do we say? 45 feet or something? 50 feet to the next guy, basically.
Okay.
45, 50 feet.
Erland, again, and I'm gonna point to that guy, and I'm taking out the 50-foot rope, and I'm starting to hog tie this guy that's stunned. And like around the mouth, one around the mouth, and then around.
He automatically fails any kind of strength save to contest it. You start to wrap it around him there, and he's like watching with like his eye movements as you sort of circle the rope around them, and the other guy in behind, what the? He sort of starts to stand up out of his seat.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an action to start winding that rope there.
You move him out as well.
You could drag him a little bit.
I'll give Erland some space there.
Yep. That's another 10 feet because
I could have roleplayed that, Erland.
Drag him out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start up the order here.
Okay, so it's Orba, Erland, Safira, Graven, guards. All right, Orba's next. Would Graven benefit at all from a help action from me with hog tying this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come stuff something in his mouth.
Oh. Fists.
A piece of cloth or something.
Are you gonna sit there for 20 minutes?
Got it. I panicked. Got it. Okay, but while she's doing it, she's gonna look at the guard and be like, we're just here to do something. We're not gonna hurt you. Just please cooperate.
Talk to him.
Sorry.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh man. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, this neck seeks.
Are you putting something in his mouth?
Yeah, I'll put Orba's got.
You have that cloth jacket you just picked up. Well, it's in Graven's bag.
If she's yapping like that, I'm just gonna.
Yapping.
Sorry. We mean you.
She's running her fucking mouth. I'm gonna
give him like a.
You little bitch.
We truly mean you no harm. As I'm doing.
Give no indication.
Fine, I'll take my jacket out of Graven's.
The one you just picked up,
backpack
right?
and
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay.
I'm doing it in such a way that hopefully I can use just like leave a long end dangle that I could maybe tie the other guy with the other 25 feet.
Okay.
Maybe.
I have rope.
Oh.
I have climber's kit.
I do too.
Okay. Give it a little slack.
Sure. You don't need 50 feet to tie him up. So.
That's Orba's turn. Erland's next.
Who's next?
Erland.
Okay, Erland.
I am going to move. I should have tried to go through him. That was stupid. I forgot that. Whatever. I'm going to move 45 feet towards him.
Okay. It's all right. 5 feet to get to the doorway.
I can't get to him now.
You can?
45 feet there. So 40. This would be 40. How much move do you have?
I have 45 feet of movement.
45. So that's 45 there.
Fuck. Should have stayed engaged. I'm going to ready an attack action.
Okay.
Okay. After Erland and Safira.
Okay, Safira.
Okay, I can't make it all the way to the other guy either. I don't think I
You can definitely see the other guy peering in.
You could just dash over to him if you want to help next round or something. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I can. I was, I don't have any ensnaring arrows left, so I'm gonna take a dash and I'm gonna run up and just to have my rope sort of like
30 feet through.
It's hard.
ready out of my bag to get this guy.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've got and
Immediately
if I took-
uncoiling the rope there.
If I took a dash, can I get up closer to him?
That was the dash.
Oh.
That was 30 because Erland's just very
All right,
fast.
that's fine.
All right, Graven's next.
Okay, Graven.
Holy shit. I mean, is he incapacitated? Like,
He
I
is
guess
now restrained with.
he's restrained?
Yep.
How does that work? Does he get to try every...
I mean, he can try and. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the
he's no
DC
longer
on
stunned
that,
now,
though?
actually.
Yeah.
He's no longer stunned.
He's like tied up and shit.
Yep. He is fully restrained.
There's no like double tie, like nobody can get out of.
Wait a
Kind of
minute.
thing.
Wait a minute, this is the-
You'd need some kind of like
the other part.
shackles or something. Yeah, like a locking
They make it
mechanism.
too
Like
dry.
rope. It's a strong hold, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know, if someone wriggles endlessly while you're not there, there's
Just pour it into a bottle of wine and just make them drunk. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. Not right now.
Not
Good
the
idea, actually.
Well, I'm staying with him for now, just holding him,
Okay.
like keeping him from
no
getting
attacks or anything. Just
out. No attacks.
okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
All right, after Graven, it's the guards.
Okay. So this guy is going to, with disadvantage, he's going to try and break free.
Do I make any
from the
kind
rope.
of contested, like
Yes, give me with advantage there.
advantage athletics?
Yeah. 6.
Natural 20.
You see him start to pull, and you take the two ends of the rope and you pull. Oh my god!
I'm gonna like in a way that like I'm showing my strength, but I'm not doing it like to hurt, and I'm like, just stay still.
He seems pretty just less about. It's not that you're threatening him, and he doesn't misinterpret it, but there's an intruder in the Jade Assembly, and this is his job. He tries to headbutt you with disadvantage here. 15 to hit? No, that makes sense.
No way, no way.
Goes for a headbutt, and Graven backs up at the same time to just avoid the blow. All right. And this guy, he is going to rush over to this chest.
Okay, that's fine.
And he's starting to rummage through this chest here.
That can't be good.
And he's going to use his action to do that. He's going to make an investigation check. Okay, he's rummaging through there, so that's his action there. Who's next?
After the guards, it's Orba.
Orba. So you
Yeah, I see
pushing
him
through all
looking.
these there.
Orba's gonna throw a ray of frost at him.
Okay.
Try to like at least get him out of that trunk or
Sure.
something. Yeah. She's gonna make a
Yep,
threat.
take a little step there and then fire.
Into this.
Dirty 20.
There we go.
That'll hit.
Okay, ray of frost.
His fingers.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy. 7 cold.
He dies.
Imagine.
He's a Yagol.
Great, 7 damage.
Get him! Okay, that's it.
Erland's moving up to him.
Is it Erland next, sir?
It's me next.
Any other movement? Or are you staying
No, I'm gonna stay by Graven.
Okay, great.
Erland.
Erland's gonna get him. He's gonna move up to him.
I'm gonna get him.
I'm gonna get him.
I got him.
Use,
I got him.
Chaku
I got him.
attack.
Give me a perception check as you get up
Okay.
close to him there.
12.
12. As he's rummaging through, he pushes aside one sort of, it looks like clothes mostly in here, but he pushes aside some clothes, and at the back of this trunk, there's like a little pipe that comes out and then comes like wider, like you could yell into the pipe there. That's
Okay,
in that
okay,
trunk there.
okay. I'm attacking him with my
You
nunchaku.
may do so.
Shit.
I mean,
Shit.
it's concentration.
Yeah, but like, at least
Shit.
getting some immediate sound out. I need to silence him.
What are you doing? Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Let him.
That was inspiration. He just threw across the table.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay.
Damage first.
Still
non-lethal.
8 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, everything's non-lethal here. And Constitution saving throw, please.
7. He fails.
Yes.
And you can see he's holding the little horn.
Oh my.
And he kind of looks at it with his hands shaking.
I've used half of my action. Can I like move him?
To grapple someone as an
Oh,
action.
okay. So he's I'll turn around and say he's stunned. Safira, the rope. And
I'm gonna start running
I'll be
when
there.
it's because
I'm
it's
just
my
hanging out.
move out of
it's
the
my
way a
turn
little
right
bit.
after
Yeah,
him.
Okay.
So I already had
That's
the
my
rope
turn.
out.
You might not be able to make it there. It's Safira next. 25. You're not going to be able to get all the way up to him without dashing.
He's stunned until the end of my next turn.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
you're
good.
not quite up to him, but Safira's running as best she can. I mean, you can dash,
I'm
but
gonna dash
Sure,
so
you
that I
just
get
won't.
up to him.
Yep, you just won't be able to use
And
the rope this
then,
turn.
yeah, can I try to put myself in a position where I'm between him and this thing he can blow into?
You want to dive into the trunk?
You can't time.
No, but I actually would like to, in this turn, is it okay if I use my body to physically cover the thing that he could yell into?
That would be
If I
jumping
take
into the trunk. He's
dash.
literally like leaning over the trunk with the pipe
Then,
sort of in his hand.
yeah, I want to
my God.
Give me an acrobatics
Love
check.
that.
That's wild.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I make it 22.
She pushes off of that barrel on her right, and she just lands in like a poof of clothes goes up, and you're basically your butt's on the horn. You're like sitting on the horn that he's trying to use.
Fart now.
So you're literally interposing yourself between him and that thing. So he's holding it. It almost looks like from Erland's perspective that he's like holding you around the waist because his hands were like on the device, the little pipe there. Okay, you're there. You're in position.
All right, after Spirit's Graven.
All right.
How far away am I from them?
From them.
Too far. I think I'm just gonna keep this guy restrained.
60-something feet.
Like maybe even can I like get him to the ground?
Sure.
Doesn't really. He's already
You can shove
restrained.
someone to the ground.
But he can just keep making disadvantaged attacks on me as long as I'm in melee.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to just make him, get him to wrestle him to the ground and kind of.
He fails automatically fails strength saves, so you can shove without it automatically fails.
I'm like, a knee to the lower back just to keep him on the ground.
You can do so.
Yeah.
Let's keep the order moving. Think about the next step here, because are you knocking them out or something? Because if he's conscious, as soon as you leave this area, they can continue to try and wriggle themselves free. So just think about what the next step is.
How? It's harder for me to knock someone unconscious, isn't it?
No, remember we revised that. It's you can either choose your martial arts, which is the D4, or just the flat modifier.
Oh, I can just do the flat modifier.
All right. Then I will, Orba, look for some way to either lock them or keep them in place. Otherwise, we're going to have to knock them out. Quickly.
Is there any way I can hear that?
Not at the moment. Yeah, you're pretty.
Okay.
I actually hope not, because then the sound is carrying in a way that's bad.
Okay, who's next? After Graven.
After Graven, it's cards.
Okay. This guy's he's just gonna, while he's on the floor there, he just gives out some kicks.
Yeah.
Disadvantage there. That's not gonna do it. 7, I mean, he can multi-attack. 11, that's gonna miss. Couple kicks, can't do anything else. His mouth is stuffed with the cloth. Sort of. And then the other guy here, he's stunned. He can't do shit. So that's it. That's our turn.
Orba's next. When we walked into these pens, you said that there were manacles and stuff. Were they attached to anything?
They are attached to the ground in this area, anchored
Yeah.
to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like as if they were bringing a prisoner in, you could hold them there while you scrub them or whatever.
And since I'm a weak little baby, are they like just attached with a spike, or are they like mounted to the ground?
There's like a chain and then a loop that is then like there's a plate on the ground that the loop is a part of. So that's like
shade assembly, man.
Okay, so
they
we
tied a
would have to
chimera up to
probably
that
break that chain.
a
Am I picturing that
regular
right?
person without magical assistance almost assuredly could not break
over there.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I saw those as I went through, right?
Yeah, everybody.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
with
can't
my
retcon.
turn, can I start trying to
You can
drag
start
this
dragging.
fellow?
I mean, it's half, so 15, and then a dash is 30 feet,
Yeah.
right? So 30 feet.
She'll relay that
I'll-
genius idea.
I'll start
she's had.
helping her.
You drag this guy over there.
Great.
Okay.
So I'll move. Yeah, all my movement. That's
Yep,
it.
that's it.
Erland's
Oh my
next.
God. Okay, Erland.
I'm going to use my action to tie this man up with my climber's kit.
Okay, take that.
Oh well, I had them.
Oh, you had it out. Great. I'll use your climber's
scrap
kit.
Take it
I'll
from
tie it. I'll
Safira.
tie him up.
You do so. He's restrained.
Let me help.
Great.
I got all the way here.
Then I am going to use my
You
40.
stuck your butt in the horn.
stuck
I
your
stuck my butt in the thing, guys.
Gave it a little toot.
Oh my God. Somebody on the other end's like,
Someone's farting in that.
I'm going to use my 45 feet of movement to drag him.
Okay. You.
Towards the manacles.
All right, let's go, guys.
It's gonna be on the
fucking
tables,
go.
but that would be 50 because it's difficult. So, so like here.
Oh, sure.
Great.
Just give it a
I'll
show.
say to, I guess, is it impossible to use that thing with Safira sitting on it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Safira, stay there so they can't use it.
Yes, wine, the thing, get them drunk. They can't talk.
No,
Tell Orba.
Right next to the horn.
She's got a butt in the horn.
I don't know how big my butt is, man.
It fills up the horn. Yeah, it's like this big. Like
Safira's got a dump truck.
Big ass or big ass?
Both.
It's like that.
I didn't know Spirit Dash was that big.
Okay, after Erland.
She's got a
After
dump truck.
Erland's
Safira, and doing anything or maintaining the position?
shimmying in there.
Hunkering down. Who's next?
Just kind of.
Graven.
I'm
Again,
starting to help
tell
with
him about-
bringing this guy to the manacles.
Okay, they're both restrained, and you guys are dragging them to the manacles. We're gonna exit kind of out of combat here for the moment. I'm gonna give you a couple. I don't need that map. We're gonna have a couple just quick as they're being drugged, sort of feeble attempts. 11 to hit.
Miss.
Graven.
Yeah, I'll take
14 to hit.
I'll take over for Orba.
Natural one. Another one on Erland. 11 to hit. Great. So that's just as they're being drugged, they're kind of kicking and struggling as best they can. And then you guys get them back to the manacled area there.
Okay, so,
Keep them tied.
yep, they're tied, manacled,
Bound,
and bound and gagged, and facing away from each other. How are the manacles set up? There's multiple sets, right?
There's multiple sets, yes, and there's a little bit of chain to
So
them.
they can like maneuver a little.
Yeah, they can move a little bit around in this area.
But we can't manacle them down back to back that they can't look at each other or something.
If you took one of the part of the rope and you kind of roped them back to back, sure.
If that's possible, I'd like to
I'll say
set
that's
it up so
possible,
that they're so that they can't even make eye contact without much.
You give a little look around too, and it looks like in this area hanging on the walls with some keys for the manacles.
Oh, okay.
Is there something?
What's up?
What?
I'm so sorry. It's just they would get disadvantage on dexterity checks and stuff and that kind of shit if we drugged them.
They can still talk.
They can
they
still
can't
talk,
get out of
but
this. They're manacles. They're locked.
They're the shade assembly. Okay.
No, they're guards, but they're guards. They just lock them.
All right. Yeah.
Sphere just wants to get somebody low.
Yes, somebody's got to use that thing.
They are
okay?
The door's sealed. They're anchored, bound and gagged.
The outside door
Yeah.
sealed, not these gates. Yeah.
No.
Quick pat down to see if they have any magical components, any weapons,
Or other manacle
knives.
keys or
Nope.
anything.
Did you tie them together? Sorry.
They're back
They're
to
back
back.
to back, bound
manacled
and
up.
gagged, manacled.
They could as they're they could roll a little bit, but they're not even the chains aren't even far enough that they could get to the gates or out of this little area. They're locked.
And
They're
looking for taking a little time to look for more keys, search them for keys, searching their fucking boots.
not on their person.
Yeah. Okay.
About how much time has elapsed since the guy came out? Are we at about 30 minutes, or are we?
Since the guy came out when?
Since the guy did his last round.
It's probably closing in on that. 20 minutes, maybe. Yeah, and 2/3 of the way there. 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of crouch down to the guys, and I'm gonna say
Erland,
everything's fine.
come here. Do not speak to them.
I'll go over.
What are you? I'm gonna get away. Why are you talking to them?
I want to reassure them that they're safe.
I told them that we mean them no harm.
You're
They
very threatening.
need to know nothing else.
I know one of their names. All I'm gonna say use their name, and I'm gonna try and calm them
Microphone there.
down. I'm just gonna calm them down. I'm not gonna say anything about why we're here.
You know their name.
Yes. I'm gonna walk back over to the guy. Rami? Everything's okay. You're safe. Rami?
That's
your
enough.
friend. Everything's fine.
Enough, Erland.
And I'm gonna stand up. Relax. Everything's fine. And now Erland.
Can we assume
I said your name.
Erland, rat, fuck, Loftafel. Get your ass.
Do I see their eyes go from to oh?
No, they were struggling. And,
Yeah.
against the chains. No discernible
Can we
difference.
assume I'm shimmying out?
Yes, we have left the
right.
the trunk.
Let's go get this chimera.
And I'm going to, I guess, lead the way quietly down the hall.
I'd rather take another very quick moment to look in that room.
Cool.
Maybe
Everybody
look in
goes
that
there,
chest.
Smart. Yeah.
Everybody give me
Other
investigation.
weapons, anything useful.
10.
19.
Investigation.
17.
10.
Okay. The only thing really of interest, it's pretty bare bones. In some of those cupboards and trunks and things, there's, again, idle passing the time things. A couple musical instruments. There's a couple
Window
decks
sand?
of cards. What?
Window sand?
Not window. There's
Oh,
no
window
sand. But yeah, decks of cards, chalk, things to pass the time. Seems like there's a lot of sitting around and waiting that happens around here in the holding cells, especially when it's not, in a time of war or something like that. The only thing you notice is on the back wall there it wasn't right above that chest, but it was on that back wall. There looks like there is a board with dozens of keys on it. All of them numbered. It looks like it's numbered 1 to 95.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
And there's keys on just about all of them, with the exception of 90 through 95. There's numbers, but there's no hook or key. There's not even a place
That's
for
one
a
of
key.
ours. That's one of ours.
All right. Last thing. I imagine everybody showed me the fucking horn.
Yeah.
The opening of the horn would like my mace handle like fit down it.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, it's a little bigger than that. It would even rattle.
The
There's-
robes.
Wait, what?
The robes. I'm gonna take the robe out of my bag.
Hold.
It'll muffle the sound.
Yeah, there's fabric in this box, right?
Yeah,
There's like
clothes in there.
I'm
He
like-
moved clothes aside.
I'm taking some of those things and like winding them into long snakes. and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like shoving
Yeah.
You do. So
like
take a moment.
fabric into there, like maybe 2 or 3 long things, and like shoving it really far with the end of the mace, so that it would be
You
very
can't just
difficult
pluck it out, yeah.
to pluck it out.
You got it. Yeah.
Trunk.
Okay, we still have to move quietly, even if there's no guards. We don't want animals to be startled, to make a lot of noise. We want to be able to hear our surroundings in case the cleric's here.
Maybe we
Saying
should,
this quietly.
Yeah.
so-
maybe we should take a few of the keys just in case if we need to.
We don't want to mix them up. We don't want to grab a few of the keys and not. The numbers are on the wall, not on the keys, right?
They're on the wall. Yes.
Yeah.
Each take one.
Each take one,
never know, if we
10,
release
20,
something,
30,
there's chaos.
40. And we can hide and lock ourselves in or lock something else in if we need to.
Remember your number.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll grab 4. Write down the number.
I'll
that you
grab
That seems
13.
I'll grab 22.
36.
said. You do so.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
He
go.
Grabs a key.
Wait, 69.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You did.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Put
I
it
put
back.
69.
As you pick the key off, there's like a ha-ha.
Nice underneath.
Nice.
It's my anniversary.
Ready?
All right, yeah.
Let's go.
We're gonna quietly. Erland will lead the way quietly.
Give me stealth checks, everybody.
No.
Hey, we handled this
Here we
awesomely,
go.
everybody.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
18.
Natural 20.
19.
2.
Pick him up. Just pick him up.
As you get closer to that archway, sort of the end of the hall that leads into the open area, you can tell that you're approaching the next area, and yet there's something kind of odd happening visually, which is that those metal bars that you saw when you were at the initially moving through the doors, they seem to be keeping their distance. They don't seem to be getting closer. And it dawns on you that the far wall with those bars is just way further away from you than you thought at first glance. You thought they were like just inside that door, but they're actually further away. The reason for that is there is a giant open chasm in the center of the room.
What?
My God.
A walkway spirals all the way down the perimeter of this cylindrical area,
Oh my god.
allowing you to pass by. As you walk down, you would pass by each cell on your left, and you would still have a pretty kind of open, clear view of the floors, both above and below. About twice per rotation of the walkway, so all the way around, there's a wooden platform that juts out, and a ballista has been mounted. So there's probably like a dozen of these total, maybe 2 per floor, that sort of look down, and it looks like they're on like a hinge or like a wheel, so someone could stand there and theoretically fire down onto a lower or higher level. So there's these ballista platforms.
It's the 9 rings of hell.
It literally, yes.
Bolts are in kind of a bucket next to them, and there's also ropes at the ready. And the bolts are point down, so you can see like the butt end of the bolt. And there's like holes in the end of the bolts, so you could loop a rope through it if you needed to as well, to fire down and have something attached to it on one end. It looks like the chamber comes to a stop about 4 stories down. And it's there that you see there's like a large crevice in the floor with a pool of glowing magma, maybe? If not magma, some kind of similarly viscous, kind of glowing substance. Possibly maybe magical in nature, sort of something not natural in its origin. Let me show you guys what we're looking at. So, as you guys pass...
Very bad.
Hey, we are in fantastic shape, everybody.
As you guys pass through here,
You got 17.
you
right?
can look over the edge here and down
Oh,
into this
shit.
chamber. So it spirals around. You can see the floors with the cages all the way around.
My.
And, you know,
God.
ballistas every quarter rotation all the way down. And there's that
Oh.
crevice in the bottom that has that sort of
Fuck.
magical magma or whatever it is. So this is what you guys are seeing as you enter into this room.
Oh my god.
How many Can we tell how many pens per level? I mean, we assume there's 100 and there's like 4 floors, so 25-ish?
Yes, again, because it's one gradual spiral, there isn't like
More
floor
at the
1,
top.
floor 2.
Yeah.
So like all the way around, you can see there's a cage, there's a cage, there's a cage, so it's like all the way around the perimeter is all kinds of cages as it loops all the way down.
When we get to this sort of room, we haven't passed by any occupied cells yet, have we?
You guys are just at the edge right now.
Yeah,
You haven't
so we
started
haven't-
spiraling down at all, yes. So
As we go through here, there are going to be a lot of people or things or something in the cages. They're going to try to get our attention. They're going to bang against the bars. They're going to ask us for things. We don't want to get recognized. We don't want them to ask us questions. We don't want to engage, okay?
We could put. Do we still have the hoods? We could put those cloaks on.
Put our hoods up. Don't look at them. Don't interact with them. Don't say anything to them. They could have codes that they can yell to each other. They've been here a lot longer and know a lot more about this place than we do.
We still have to peer in
Don't
every...
listen to them. They're lying.
We still have to peer in every cell, though. Chimeras are large, so
I
we see it.
imagine it's in
It's gonna be
one in the
9.
95 through 98.
I would assume so as well.
I think we're going to go down a long ways. And I think it's a good bet that we shouldn't touch that.
And I'm kind of gesturing to the magma stuff.
Oh, sure.
I wonder
What?
if we disable or get rid of ballistas as we go.
We might want them.
What about these torches? Do we want to put them out?
Torches, we need light. I need light. I just mean that if somebody else comes in here, I don't want them firing down at us.
Nobody's
agree.
coming in here for an hour.
So the first set of ballistas, have we already passed those?
again, you guys are until you tell me you have not started
Oh,
walking down the road.
okay.
You
I
literally
see-
have
we
just.
literally see them from. I just don't see them where they're.
Yeah, you guys are literally like right,
I see where we are
like
now.
right
100%.
here, looking
Okay.
out into the room. Yeah, you guys have not started walking down until you tell
Yes,
me.
they are more useful to us than anyone else right now.
I don't know if I necessarily agree. I think if these things are armed, we want to disarm them.
No, we might want them.
Nobody's going to be in here
Nobody
because
else is in here.
That's a wild assumption.
we've
You think there's
sealed
only-
ourselves in and there were 2 people here.
But you really think there's only one entrance and exit to this place?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a holding cell.
I mean, that's not
There's
true
an
of the
anti-
Shade Assembly in general.
Yes, no, but there's an antechamber.
You would think that they would have emergency procedures.
The emergency procedures are locking this place the fuck down.
This place is filled with maybe some of the most dangerous creatures in this part of the continent.
Yes.
maybe
All the more
the
reason to
world.
have only one entrance and
that's heavily
exit.
protected.
Didn't feel heavily protected.
All right,
enough,
how
if
many?
I'm being honest.
Maybe we can just see and make sure there's only 1 or 2 ballistas at each station.
Why?
All right, you're right. They're useful. We keep them.
Okay.
Proceed quietly.
Yes.
I'll lead the way.
The moment that Graven steps past the threshold of the archway, you feel a kind of rush of adrenaline. It shoots up your spine and it causes you to almost involuntarily tense and straighten. The warmth of this place that you felt once, I told you when you opened the door, sort of a burst of warm air came through, and it's permeated throughout this place. And that warmth that you feel is suddenly inverted, not because the temperature in the room is dropping, but because you have become the source of heat, and everything else around you feels cool in comparison. Give me a Constitution save.
Oh no.
Oh my god. No.
This is 19.
Come on.
You hear inside your head chains rattling. You hear voices shrieking. You hear the sound of a young boy pleading.
Oh.
And that voice rapidly matures, first to adolescence, then to a young man, and then finally to one that you recognize most clearly, your own. End it, the voice says. End it now. You take one more step forward and you look down into the holding pens, and there's a hush, almost as if you cast silence, but you didn't. Everything goes out. It's here. You can feel it. It's in here. And just like that, after some of that silence washes away, you're walking with your companions once more.
we notice any change in him, or are we just proceeding?
No, it was pretty quick.
I got key 4, so if I walk past holding pen 4, I want to know what's in there.
Okay. There is everybody walking down the ramp.
Before we proceed, if somehow, I would hope that his focus is on my task as well. His task is mine, but I'm going to obscure my eyes as much as I can, just in case there's something undead in one of these. I don't want to have my focus drawn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Perhaps as we get lower, if people could keep an eye out.
Yes.
Maybe you
Take a
fall in line last, okay?
Yes.
As
I-
well. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's here. I feel it.
What do you mean? Did you hear something? What happened?
No, I just know that it's here. There's no question.
You don't know where.
That's good news.
Here. Yes.
Well, I'd certainly fucking hope so. Shall we go down and find out?
As we go past the first ballista, is anything loaded in this first one at all?
It is indeed loaded with a bolt in it. Yes,
What about with
and
a rope?
wound?
What-
There's no rope attached to it.
But there's a rope available?
Yes, there's piles of rope on every platform.
What's
I'm
the
sorry.
What's the mechanism of like? Is it like a lever? Is it like a tension sort of thing?
Yeah, it has like a underneath the shaft where the bolt lays. Basically, you kind of like pull up on this lever and it.
Is there a way to like disable that lever kind
You
of
could
quickly?
break it, sure. You could probably do that, yeah.
Oh, see, Orba was walking over to one to get the rope to tie it to the bolt.
You can do that as well.
Are you thinking of this as a escape? What's the rope for?
A zip line of some kind. Traversing this, if the Chimera's out and flying around, we need to be able to traverse levels quickly. Going down safely is one of them.
I suppose. I'm deeply hoping that it doesn't get to a point where the Chimera is out. Fuck me. But
I think you're right. I think we take this level 4 ballista, fire it down to maybe 2, from 2 to the ground, from 3 to 1.
What's the thinking that we can?
We'll have ways of traversing quickly.
Wouldn't
Run
that be
up,
going
slide
uphill?
down.
Well, like, what are we doing? Jumping?
More going downward. So if we're going up, then there's a quick way
Oh, I
back
see.
down.
I see.
Just thinking of kiting is all.
Is there anything to tie the rope to?
The end that's not on
Yeah.
the bolt. You'd probably have to tie it to. Here, let me bring up. I'm already on it. Never mind.
You're a day.
You could tie it to one of these posts here. Yeah, that's on the platform. And in fact, as you're looking around, the like black obsidian kind of material of both the ground and why do I keep going to that thing? Of the ground and the walls, you would guess, if you want to be reliable, the only way you could fire this and have it stick into something is to hit another one of the wooden platforms.
Oof.
Like you couldn't just
Okay.
fire it into the stone. It might not stick there.
So we would be landing like beneath that level then. We would hit platform at floor 1, but
You
then it
could-
would hit the ground floor.
You could theoretically fire this bolt down to like this platform, yes, and it
Right.
would stick into the wood there.
Right, but what I'm saying is if we're ziplining down it, then we drop 1 level, right?
Drop one.
If the ballista goes into that platform, we're sliding down. So like our hands hit that platform, and then we have to be falling to the level below it.
No,
you could fire it behind
Yeah,
the
you could fire it
ballista.
like here, and then
be
you
okay?
just hit the platform.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
look, I understand the advantages of having these here if we're fighting the Chimera in the open air. But if we're fighting it in a cage and we're lucky and it doesn't get out, in that case, the most likely scenario is we spend longer than what we know we have remaining, which is about 20 minutes, before someone else probably comes to replace a round. I mean, we don't know. So which means that we will be at the bottom of this jail that we've broken into with the Shade Assembly stationed at the ballistas waiting to come at us when we're on our way
I'd
out.
like to remind everyone that time is of the essence.
You're
Every
right.
30 minutes someone checks. I think we should be
doing it.
moving faster.
We're doing it.
Doing what?
We're making a series of ropes down.
But
and
then
up.
we can't shoot at the thing if it flies around. I'm going to be useless.
Once
if
a
it starts
ballista
flying
is
around.
fired, you can
reload.
There's a rope from this wood to this. I'll show you. And I'm gonna go up to it. I'm gonna start tying a rope
You
real
do
quick to
so?
the back of it to
Which
one of the
post
Break
would
it
you
after
like to
we
tie
shoot
it
a
to? Left,
Break the
middle,
list after we shoot a
right?
rope.
Wasting time, I think.
Where would you like that
to that.
This was
right
there. Okay.
Yep.
And which one are you firing it
To the one
The
right
one I pointed
across
to? Okay.
down. And again, a little bit behind the ballista to the side.
Okay.
And
in the
quickly
wood
reloading the ballista
There. Let me
to have another. As I'm doing that, if you really don't think this top one shouldn't be loaded, but I think we should have these ready to go.
Okay, we can try it.
You reload the ballista.
Reload the ballista.
Okay.
Let's go. Keep going around.
Okay. So you guys start now. You're walking down the path.
Yep.
Okay.
Around the perimeter you go. Gradual slope takes you past cell after cell, cage after cage. And the first numbered one you had was 4. There's nothing inside that cage.
Shit.
Ah!
You want something to be?
Yes.
Why?
Oh, cool thing.
Fun.
Make friends.
For Mario.
Look at Murray.
The vast majority of the cages as you walk by them are empty. And it sparks a little curiosity as to why they would bother to construct such a comprehensive vault, but you recall the bits and pieces of information that you've gleaned about the Shade Assembly. And you remember that their operatives, they operate as like a neutral party, and they're at their busiest during wartime. So perhaps during war, because their orders can't be explicitly violent, it stands to reason that they might house a lot of prisoners, that they might be hired to sort of hold someone imprisoned for a time until, someone else can deal with them. As you're moving by, you do spot a few beasts here and there that are contained, chained inside their cells. Some other barred rooms, they look dark enough that maybe something could be lurking where you can't see, you're not entirely sure. You definitely see one basilisk inside one of the cells. It's been outfitted with some kind of leather blindfold to keep it from seeing something.
Which cell?
We'll say that was 18.
Nothing in 13.
13 you passed and didn't have anything inside.
22?
22 you passed and didn't have anything inside.
We're all idiots.
What creature did we just see?
18 basilisk.
You rotate around even further. Give me some guidance here. Are you firing every ballista?
I mean, can you just quickly
Here's
go
the
around?
next
So
one
the
that
next
you
one
get.
is there,
Yep.
and what's across from that?
Like another platform's down below.
Yeah, doing it again.
Okay. Same kind of thing there.
Same kind of thing.
Let's give that another.
And reloading it.
Okay. Reloading it as well. Great. Okay.
Next one,
A little bit further.
down across.
Look at
looks
us.
very cool.
It looks so sick. We look like we're doing some Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I know. Make a net.
Yeah.
Purple, I guess, instead of pink.
This could also work as a little net for the Chimera.
Oh, yeah.
One little baby rope stops
He takes
the
one
Chimera.
big. They all go. Pink.
And we're like, nice.
Worth.
Worth it.
All right, get around to this one here.
Same idea.
Okay.
Maybe my friends are helping me by now. Who knows?
I've been
just
a
kidding.
willing
I'm just kidding.
You seem to be doing so well.
I know. Graven's got his shirt off.
All right, you continue to do that. I'm not going to do all of them here at the moment. You continue
okay.
to rotate around.
Yeah, one. And then, but I guess by the time we get to the last, again, it's just like some of the last ones, there's nothing to shoot down into. There's no wood to shoot down
Yes, there would be.
into.
At a certain point, there's no platform to shoot down
Great.
into. Yeah.
Yep. Continue.
As you're getting
anything in
closer-
Pen 69?
No.
Okay.
As you get closer to the bottom, you start to see a few cells that at first they seem like they're wide open, and it's a little understandably concerning. You kind of stop and you falter in your steps. But the warm torchlight around you flickers, and there's a little bit of a reflective sheen. And having become intimately familiar with them on several of occasions, you recognize them as walls of force. So it looks like the last 5 cells cages are covered in a sort of magical wall of force.
Good thing I prepared that spell.
So for the creatures that, are too dangerous or elusive to have gaps between the bars, it seems they've come up with this elegant solution. Though without the crystal-powered machinery that you saw in the Shocky Mountains, you would have to have a spellcaster come down here and reapply as needed. So presumably... So the spell itself can last 10, but a powerful sorcerer specifically has meta magic that it can increase the duration of a spell. So if they have a sorcerer powerful enough here at the Shade Assembly, which stands to reason they might.
To like a day?
I think it's up to 24 hours is the maximum.
Does he fucking come down here every day?
It's not a bad gig.
What if he has a cold?
Tough.
If he wants
They
to go
drag him down.
What if he wants to go on
They
fucking
might have more than
vacation?
one
Can't
sword.
there
Oh,
are
yeah.
more than
Start
one,
of vacation
bro.
days.
There are no vacation days at the Shade Center.
Damn.
It's really toxic working.
It's an undesirable job.
These cells down here in general also do seem to be a little larger, like the cells themselves. Like you can see it was like door, and now the gaps between the doors are larger. So it seems like there's more room inside these cages. At the first of these Wall of Force pens,
Is that 90?
so it would be 90, yes, or 91, right? 1,
Yeah,
2,
90.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, 91 would be the first Wall of Force pen. At the first of those, your heart skips a beat when something steps forward on the opposite side of the Wall of Force, almost like it's mirroring your movement. Like you step and something comes out at the same time and looks out through the Wall of Force. With its chest rising and falling so dramatically, it's like it's taking in too much air with each breath. A short-necked half-orc with a flat cap and suspenders reaches out with its two bulky arms, and it places its hands on the translucent wall between you. There's a frenzied, barbaric look in his eyes, and dangling down from his left wrist is a chain bracelet with a charm that looks awfully familiar.
We can hear him.
You can't hear sound through the Wall of Force there, so you just see him seething on the other side there, and he kind of looks around and touches the wall in a few places.
I'm gonna like just kind of.
And when he sees Graven, he locks in on Graven.
like slowly walking towards him, getting
Graven,
like 10 feet away.
leave it.
Is the plan?
Leave it.
We have to leave.
Leave it. Graven.
I just want to see
See what?
who else he would choose. What is it?
Seems to shout at one point, but no sound travels through.
What is it about you?
I'm gonna go up to Graven and put a hand on
Why
him.
you?
I'm doing the same thing.
Graven, you are close. Leave it.
Please. Please.
You're so close.
I don't care about him.
This is a trap, Graven. It's
I'm
a
not-
test.
Listen,
I know.
I know you can't hear me. It's gonna slowly give a pat on the shoulder, walk away.
Continue to walk.
Is there any? Now that I've like looked into his eyes here, there's no kind of recollection. There's no. We've met other half-orcs and like, I don't know, anything about his clothes or his age.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah.
You definitely don't recognize him. There's not even a spark of like, I think I know this guy from so other than having seen sort of visions.
Yeah. Does he look? Half-orc's age probably different than Goliaths and humans.
It's sort of in between. Not as long as a human's longer than Goliath's.
Yeah.
Over there.
Does he seem older?
He seems a little younger than you, but not by a lot. He's definitely still in his. He's like, you guess 50s maybe, or late 40s maybe.
What lies did he tell you? Turn away.
As Graven was doing that, Orba would like to get a little head start looking at other pens, just making sure there's no undead.
Okay. You continue down this little bleak spiral here, so you're getting to
It's pretty clear that like there's a wall of force here, and there's a wall of force there. Like there's not, it's not connected anyway. Like
the Wall of Force rooms. You're asking if those are connected in some way?
yeah,
Like on
not the
inside?
rooms, but like
Are
the
the
wall
walls
of
If you
force.
just spell one of them, or that
yeah.
It's very hard to tell because it stops at the edge, but
Yeah.
you know,
Because one is like here and one is over here.
yes,
You wouldn't
based
have-
on the distance,
Yeah.
it's probably multiple. Your loose educated guess would be that it's multiple walls of force. Yes,
Yep.
different walls of force.
So making sure there's no undead.
Okay.
Some of these other ones.
You move past the next one. You're inside. Nothing in that pen. Get to the third of the Wall of Force pens. You're inside. Nothing inside that pen. You You get to the 4th, nothing inside that pen. You finally get to the last of the line, and the only one that seems to be fully on the bottom of this chamber. So all of the pens have, it's been a slope all the way down, and then finally it flattens out, and this is the only pen that's on like flat ground, like fully flat ground here in this chamber. It's lit brightly in here all the way at the bottom, that sort of glowing magma-esque, whatever that is. One thing that you note is it doesn't seem to get like swelteringly hot, so it doesn't seem to be like true magma. It doesn't seem like you're not like sweating down here brutally. It's warm in here, but it's some kind of viscous magical of some kind, but it does glow and it's lighting up the whole area. It's very bright down here at the bottom. And as you get as close as you possibly can, are you kind of like approaching that cage? Yeah. Great, you get a little further, and you peer your head out as best you can. Give me a perception check.
I'm giving Graven a little bit of room here in case he goes ballistic.
Okay. 9.
Yeah.
You sort of peer forward. You might have to get a little closer to get a look inside.
Oh man.
How close are we talking?
Another 5 feet.
Face up against the glass?
No, you could be a little bit further than that.
Closer.
It takes a couple steps closer. You look forward, you see the torchlight like reflecting off of the wall of force there. So the wall of force, it's not warping, but it kind of looks like it is, just the way the sort of flickering light is sort of bouncing off of it. And you see, you're trying to get an angle because the glare off of the light is kind of bad because of the way the torch is bouncing onto it. So you're craning your neck as best you can, and the wall seems like it's kind of warping a little bit, and it opens up. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
No!
Fuck you!
The wall of force.
What about the other ones?
They all stay there.
Oh, thank fucking
And the
fuck.
last room on the bottom row opens. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
What?
Oh
He's not actually captured, guys.
Of course he is.
God.
There's other people involved here. There's fucking.
What is
There's
happening?
fucking.
What's
There's
going
fucking.
on?
There's, there's Shade Assembly
I-
people. There's Jillian. There's Kuzni. There's lots of people who can do that shit.
I guess that's true, Kuzni.
Did you just cast a spell magic without...
I don't
Controlling
fucking
yourself?
know. I don't fucking know.
That's a possibility.
This is all Kuzni has been thinking
I
about for me
know.
for 5 years.
So did you just cast a spell magic? What just happened?
Maybe
Why am I
Kuzni
in front
did.
of this thing by myself?
Why are you over there by yourself?
I was scouting for you. You said make sure there's no one dead.
You shouldn't have gone there.
Oh man.
What the fuck?
That is where we're going to end tonight's episode. And before we get a look
Cool. Sorry.
at what might be in that last chamber, we'll have to come back next time to find out.
Oh my.
Yep.
Fucking
That's
God.
cool. That's cool.
I'm a little scared.
Cool.
Little?
I'm in front of this thing.
I know.
Yeah.
What the
Hey.
fuck?
We are so ready.
Yeah, you're right. We're as ready as we've ever been.
It's not time to blow that yet.
Don't blow it.
I'm not gonna blow it. I'm not blowing it.
Oh, wow.
We have lots of. We have ballistas.
Ballistas
We
are at
have
the ready. I will
magic
finish doing
spells.
the ropes.
And magical friends and spells.
What just happened?
There's things that know things and people who are things
And
that know
gods
people.
involved.
Exactly.
So I
Kuzni,
don't
you
know
dumb
why we're
bitch.
surprised.
Oh, Kuzni, you dumb
Hey,
bitch.
did we look on the opposite side of this other? Maybe Tibbets is right behind us.
It's like, hey,
Oh,
idiots.
fuck.
Oh my God.
Oh. Hey.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh my
Well
God,
done,
Matt,
everyone.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ, dude.
an excellent job working your way in there. A lot of planning went into that, and you guys slipped through. You're able to subdue the guards
Yourself some
without
time.
Yes, invisibility and the urn are a little bit of a loss, but the fact that I didn't use any spell
That's-
slots, I
that's
think,
good.
is better.
That's
also
good.
able to scout with it ahead of time with the
Yeah.
invisibility potion, even though you weren't able
That's
to carry
true.
it with you.
I'm sorry that we didn't
All
go
of
see
these things were
Grimari
good.
reading his book over there. Maybe we'll see him later.
He's trying to construct a good letter to you. He's right. He's
Yeah.
really working through it.
Dear Ratfuck.
There's just letters like tucked in between stones in the wall everywhere. There's like, hello, Erland. Hello, Erland. Hello, Erland. Yeah.
He'll find one of you
Yeah.
as well.
I'm gonna thank people, and then I did want to say quick due day stats. I'll put the big thing in the Discord and stuff, which you can join, by the way. Ali Slayer gifted a sub. GF Powers resubscribed. Crow Valentine resubscribed. Ali Slayer gifted another sub, and then did 300 bits.
Oh
Jay Brownie did 100 bits.
God.
Indigo Chameleon. Oh my gosh, Indigo Chameleon rated us. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hello.
Hello and welcome if you all are
You had a
still
great
here. It
stream.
wasn't that long ago. Thank you all so much for joining. Ali Slayer gifted us up. GF Parson, another 100 bits. Jay Brownie did 100 bits. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Hopeful Optimus did 5 bits.
Oh
Thank
my
you all
God.
so much.
Thank you guys. Holy
are-
smokes.
Love your bits and raids and subs and love and hugs and kisses.
Yeah, big stuff happening all the way into the holding pens. You've gone face to face with the other cleric of Kuzni and stared him down in his little cell there.
Oh yeah, I got caught, that little bitch.
Or it's an illusion.
As Graven kind of looked him in the eyes and looked around, felt good to have people with you. He tried to enter
tried
here
to do it by
alone,
himself.
and he,
And didn't prepare Dispel Magic like a little bitch.
Okay, all right. Some wonderful. In case you missed it, Due Day, one of our timestampers, did a big stat sheet from season 1.
Has this been revealed like in the Discord yet, or
No,
is this
not
like
yet.
the world
Man.
premiere?
Oh my
of
God.
these stats?
He had it ready, and you weren't here, so I was like, well, I gotta wait until Anthony's back to
Thank
announce all the
you.
crazy stats.
put on some cheerier music for the stats.
Oh, okay.
Stats. No, it's a bad one.
So we have had, as a stream in season 1, we did over 14 days of continuous watching. I like that one, just in general. Total natural ones rolled 235.
Oh, sorry. So this is what period?
Season
is this?
one.
Season one. Okay, 200 and what?
235
Is that within
natural
statistical
ones.
range? Or is it
How many?
not?
Yeah, I don't know if
I
you
don't
counted
know
the
if
total
it's
roll.
I don't know. It's the
Yeah.
theory of large numbers. It's all within statistical range.
Don't ruin it.
Okay, let's see. For natural ones, what?
Is this? Can I bring
it up?
this up or something?
Oh, if you want to, it's
Is
in
it
our
in the
it's in our
Discord now?
Google Drive. It's not in the it's not
See if I can
there.
bring
Dang
that up with,
Do you want me to wait?
you can start reading and
Okay.
I'll get to it.
Some natural one stats. So I'm gonna go from order of lowest to highest. BZ rolled 13 nat ones. Orba rolled 24 nat ones. Safira rolled 41 nat ones. Somebody
Am
rolled
I okay?
54, and then somebody rolled 52.
Wait, who won?
think it
Who won?
is.
Who won?
I think I rolled 54.
I think it was you.
I bet it was me.
It was Anthony.
You're the worst! Yes! I am the worst! Season 1, baby! Undefeated!
Oh,
Oh,
shit! You attack half as often, but you also use spells that are saving throws, and you
Yeah.
still manage to roll
Oh
more
my
nat
God.
54
than our
nat ones.
monk.
I can't. Okay. Bizarre only had 13 and I had 54. Oh my god.
54, 24,
Alright,
and
there we go. We're up there.
Oh
Where are we
my
reading
God.
from so I can be at the right spot?
I'm on the
here?
far right
Wait, that says
with the
50.
gnats. That's Matt's.
Oh, that's
Did you think that was
I
you?
thought that was me for a second.
200
There's
All
you.
the NPCs.
54.
How dare I? 54.
That ones.
7, 8. Show us
You can
how
read
it's
stuff
done.
and I can
Oh,
I can
okay.
move around.
At the top left. Okay. Matt rolled 50 nat ones, but
Wow.
to be fair, I guess
Right, you roll
you
a
roll
shitload.
for many.
Oh,
other
and
people.
honestly, he might be higher because there's a lot of rolls that he
I
doesn't
don't
tell us
tell you
about.
rolls.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably
that's
more.
true. That's true.
He probably didn't make 54 though.
You probably didn't roll 4 more.
No, it was probably like 3.
Oh, I like at the very bottom. Dude, also did our level progression.
Oh my
level
god.
1, chapter 1. Level 2, chapter 3.
Oh.
Level 3, chapter 11. Level 4, chapter 42.
And then 100.
Oh, that's
it
so
took
cruel.
31. And then 58.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
And then.
Who had the most?
2 more since then within 44.
I know, that's what I was gonna
Who had
say.
the most? Show us how it's done.
Safira had 10.
10.
Jordan had 8. Graven had 7. It looked like it was
Oh,
Safira, yeah.
With 10, wow.
10, yeah.
Not.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Big damage.
Yeah, I do have
in-game
big damage.
days.
Uh-huh.
I do have the big damage rolls.
Oh, holidays celebrated. Initiative rolls tracked 59, 40. That's 40 big bads. Medium-sized bads to big bads. Over 14 days it continues. So, with that stat, thank you to all of those people who have gone back.
Oh,
and you're on the Discord and you're in the
watched
chat.
all of
You've
them?
gone back and you've watched all of it. And
Incredible.
Wow.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you did.
Because otherwise,
We're so glad that
pulling
you,
teeth.
you
Well, they
pushed through
must have
the.
enjoyed it somewhat.
You pushed.
I gave
through
it
the audio
92
video.
episodes and I hated
and I
it.
wasn't. And by
I
the end of it,
stopped.
You know, you pushed through the audio visual stuff in the beginning.
Shit.
You know, you got through. You know, there was at least one.
I know this is all season 1, so like the good tech upgrades haven't even happened as far
Yeah.
as this chart.
So thank
Yeah.
you
The big
to
tech
all those people who have
Wild.
gone back and watched so much of our
Seriously.
silly shit.
Oh, and Due Day's in the chat still.
Due Day!
Thank
Due
you
Day.
so much, Due
Love-
Day. This was
much
an
love.
absolute joy to
Your
look at.
crown, my king.
Put it on your head. Like
Oh,
Due Day.
thank you.
well, thank you all so much. Enjoy the stats,
Crazy.
and we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up next week.
The kids say you dropped this king.
What?
You dropped this king, and you hand
That's
the
your
You
crown.
hand it to a short
Oh.
king.
Yeah. Or some kind of regal
Whatever.
personage.
King of your choice.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. A wonderful good night. Have a lovely week.
Happy Father's
Happy Father's Day
Father's
to any
Day.
fathers, and wish your father
Happy Pride Month. I wasn't here last
Oh,
week. I don't know if you guys said it, but
yes,
Happy
happy
Pride.
Pride.
You were wearing the
I was
Toronto.
wearing the land, and next week is Pride in New York.
Yes.
There will not be a party outside.
Oh, there
No,
won't
yeah,
be
there
a
won't be a party
giant
outside.
Madonna parade going by.
Yeah. How were you
promises.
even able to track the rolls during that
Oh
episode? How loud the music was in the background. But we persevered. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, and Liger King, thank you so much for the subscribe. Thank you.
Hey!
We'll be back same time next week. We'll see what's up next and enjoy the ding ding diddle ding of Kevin McLeod's Midnight Tale.
Aw.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Bye.
Peace.